February 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu.
It's about time pros had one partner for the whole job. Why juggle 10 different suppliers when one can do it all? At the Home Depot, you'll save with pricing built for pros. You'll stay on track with job site deliveries, schedule, next day, same day. And you'll get every size, every finish, every job lot quantity you need. One partner for the entire job. That's how pros get more done. The Home Depot Pro. It's about time.
The new year is here, a fresh opportunity to tell people about your products and services so they know who to spend their money with. Fox Sports Radio has a Mount Rushmore of sports talk talent. Patrick, Cowherd, Gottlieb, and Sacramento's own Grant Napear, and they have an audience you can take to the bank. This is Fox Sports General Manager Kurt Bagelman. Sports Talk listeners are a unique, target-rich group of consumers. They're employed, they earn six-figure incomes, 2/3 own their own homes, and they listen to the radio longer. Let me repeat that. They listen longer, so your commercial message has more opportunity to be heard. It costs nothing to learn how a good strategy and a great schedule could help your business. So call me, 916-779-0914. 916-779-0914. Radio gets results, and we are here to help. Call 916-779-0914.
Call the good dudes at Gabrudes, G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Homeowners, if you have an electrical project you need done, then you need the good dudes at Gabrudes. Family owned and operated for 30 years, Jay Gabrude and his team are the area's recognized experts for everything electrical, from the very basic like repairs, lighting upgrades, and whole house fans, to the biggies, panel replacements, EV stations, and backup generators. Gabrude's does it all and does it right the first time. They're actually the guys their competition recommends. Gabrude's, expert, 5-star service, and always transparent, honest prices and solutions. Say goodbye to your electrical issues. Visit Gabrudes.com or call 24/7 and speak with a real live person. Gabrudes, G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Call the good dudes at Gabrudes, G-U-B-R-U-D-S. Gabrudes.com.
Hey, it's Grant Napear from my friends at DAS Mechanical. Did you know most homeowners are changing their heating and air systems from gas to all electric? It's about getting more energy efficiency and saving a lot more money every month on energy bills. If your current heating and air system is 15 years or older, it may be time to consider a change. Call DAS Mechanical first. Nearly all of DAS's work is gas to electric whole system changeouts. Nick and his team, they're experts. They also have 0% financing and 24/7 availability if you ever have a heating emergency. Award-winning, locally owned. It's DAS Mechanical, serving their Sacramento and Placer County neighbors for years. Save more on your energy bills. Call, text, or chat at 530-591-1055 to find out more, or go to dasmechanical.org. That's dasmechanical.org.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
The voice of Sacramento sports is back.
Hear Grant Napear every weekday beginning at 3 right here. KSAC 890 AM Olivehurst, K284CM 104.7 FM Sacramento. Hello, Sacramento.
Sacktown.
And welcome in.
Grant Napear. How you been?
You know this guy.
It's your show.
So happy to hear you on the airwaves.
2+ decades on the radio with you.
Just the start of an incredible journey.
Now he's back on Fox Sports 104.7 FM and 890 AM.
3 to 6 every day, Fox Sports Sacramento.
The phone number?
916-779-0929.
His name? Grant Napear.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're doing well. So let me get this straight. A coach who wins 6 Super Bowls, 9 conference championships, 31 wins in the postseason, 3rd all-time regular season wins, 2nd time in total wins. This does not even include 2 Super Bowls that he won with the Giants as their defensive coordinator. I'm talking about Bill Belichick, and he is not a first-time Hall of Famer. That's right, he's not a first-ballot Hall of Famer. If you're wondering who was on that list as a coach, Don Shula, George Hollis, Paul Brown, Vince Lombardi, Chuck Noll, Bill Walsh, Tom Landry, Joe Gibbs, Bill Parcells. Now, there is some speculation that Spygate had something to do with this. He didn't receive 40 of the necessary 50 votes needed. But, I mean, if Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, then there is no such thing. Like, it should not exist. I mean, this is unbelievable to me. It really is. And I don't care whether you like him or not. It's not even a factor here. Bill Belichick is a Hall of Fame coach, and he's right up on the list that I just mentioned. Again, I just mentioned the first ballot Hall of Fame coaches, 9 of them. Again, Shula, Hollis, George Hollis, Brown, Lombardi, Noll, Walsh, Landry, Gibbs, Parcells. Hard to believe that Belichick is not on that list. 916-779-0929. Tell me what you think about that. Other news in the National Football League. It's amazing. Teams still firing coordinators such as the Jets. Not the Broncos necessarily because their season just ended. But there was a press conference today in Pittsburgh. Mike McCarthy, the new head coach, replacing Mike Tomlin, and he got very emotional at the podium today.
I understand and embrace the responsibility, the privilege, and the weight that comes with this stewardship. This city, this franchise, this fan base means the world to me because Pittsburgh's my world, and it's just awesome to be back here.
Very emotional, Mike McCarthy at his press conference today. A little odd that he was reading off a prepared script instead of just talking, but to each their own. Going to be very interesting to see what happens there in terms of the quarterback position with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, he would love to have Aaron Rodgers back. I don't know why you would want, I don't know why you would want Aaron Rodgers to be back at quarterback at this point. I think you're better to just start over. And I don't necessarily mean start over in a complete rebuild, but start over at the quarterback position. That, to me, would make the most sense. Joe Brady, the new head coach of the Buffalo Bills, promoted from his offensive coordinator, 5-year deal after McDermott was fired last week after the Bills lost to the Broncos. So Brady moves up the ladder. They stay in-house, and he becomes the next head coach of the Buffalo Bills. Interesting. I'm not shocked, but to me that's a little interesting. I think the familiarity with Josh Allen, the offense, everything else, I think that played a lot into it. So he is elevated he is now the head coach. You got to wonder what the Raiders are going to do. What direction are they going to go? Talked about the Jets as they are parting ways with their offensive coordinator, Tanner Engstrand. He's gone. I don't know if you're even following this because no one cares about the Jets. Aaron Glenn, right? The first-year head coach who came over from the Lions. A lot of talk in the preseason. Talk. Same old Jets, all right? Same old Jets. Last week, he fired 7 assistant coaches. So I'm wondering, he's the one that put the staff together, is it not? Not looking good in New York. Not a good start for a former New York Jet. And again, the former defensive coordinator with the Lions, Aaron Glenn. Just interesting what's going on in New York after 1 year and all the coaches, out the door. I mean, he put the staff together, right? He did put the staff together. Here's an interesting message, which you can send to me at 916-779-0929. That's 916-779-0929. Just wondering if Grant reacted to the Empire State Building lit up in Patriots colors on Monday after the AFC Championship game. My thought is that if he wouldn't allow a person with a Red Sox hat into his car, not a hat, rather a shirt, during a torrential rain event, then I'm thinking that does not sit well with him. I do not understand how the most iconic building in New York City, one of the most iconic structures in the entire world, the Empire State Building, can do this. They did it last year with green and white when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. It's not the building for the whole country. It's the Empire State Building. New York is called the Empire State. All right? It is embarrassing. You think the New Yorkers want the colors of the Philadelphia Eagles on the top of the Empire State Building? Come on. Really? You think the people of New York want to see the top of the Empire State Building lit up in Patriots colors? I mean, it's embarrassing. I don't understand it. I really don't. I can tell you right now, if I were the mayor of New York City, that's the first thing I would be said. That is never happening again under my watch. I can flat out tell you that. It is New York's building. All right? It is the building of New York City. It is iconic. It is New York City. Okay? It is New York City. The Empire State Building. I can't believe that. No, I cannot believe that. All right, another interesting question. Starting today, with this very Kings roster, how many games should the Kings win if Tom Thibodeau were the coach? What could their record be if he were signed when he was let go by the Knicks? In other words, which games this season could have been won with a legitimate NBA coach behind them? I would love to see what our roster could do with a coach who can understand how to piece talents and personalities together on a court, develop young players into their full potential, and have a vision for a franchise that equals the passion of the fan base. Well, first of all, he would never, ever work for Scott Perry. I know that as a fact because I know Tom Thibodeau. That's number one. Number two, I don't know how many more wins they would have, but here's what I do know. Keon Ellis would not have been jerked around, and Malik Monk would have not been jerked around, and it would at least appear to be a professional basketball team, unlike today, in my opinion. That's the way I look at this situation. The Kings are a clown show. They would not be a clown show with a coach like Tibbs. So I would say that, okay? But how many more wins? Nobody could ever say that. I don't know. I don't know. By the way, word is it that Dorian did make it to New York. We have that confirmed, and he will be at the game tonight
and I'm very happy for him and his girlfriend. They made it to New York, so good for them. Kings, Knicks, 4:30, shorthanded. They're going to get killed tonight. I think they're going to get run tonight. I think tonight is going to be very ugly after the Mike Brown called the game recently in Sacramento as their worst game of the year and the most embarrassing performance. And the Knicks did not win a game the rest of that road trip. And they went home and had that miserable game on MLK Day to the Mavericks. And since then have looked better, although it's against the Nets where they held them to 66. I think the Nets held themselves to 66. And then they just beat Philadelphia. But I have a feeling that the Kings are in real trouble tonight. Malik Monk not playing tonight due to an ankle. Zach LaVine not playing tonight, lower back soreness. So the Kings will be without some offense, and we'll see who starts in the game tonight. So it is Sacramento, New York. It is an early start, 4:30, which means we will be on YouTube and X right after the game. So join us. Won't be that long after we get off this show. I'm thinking roughly 6:45, 7 o'clock tonight. We will have the post-game show. So if you want to call the show, 916-779-0929. That is 779-0929. You know, the question about what would happen if this person were the coach or that person were the coach, you know, I don't know what their record would be. That I don't know. But there would be, at least to me, a sense of direction. There would be a pattern of rotations that made sense. Players that you already know can play based on the fact that they've proven that would not be jerked around the way Keon Ellis, Malik Monk, and again, I thought it was just an absolute shameful decision in the way they handled Domantas Sabonis coming back from his injury. Like, those things wouldn't have happened. But I don't know how many more wins they would have. No one can say that. Okay? Do I think they'd be a playoff team? No. No, I don't think they'd be a playoff team. And, you know, speaking of the playoffs, and the trade deadline, by the way, is coming up, right? A week from Thursday. Fasten your seatbelt because we're running out of days here. And you have to wonder if injuries to some of the players that are on the market will affect the movement of this year's trade deadline. But, you know, when you look right now, the Oklahoma City Thunder are 37-10. They've got a 5.5 game lead over the Spurs and the Denver Nuggets. Then Houston is currently 4th by a whisker over the Lakers. Minnesota is 6th, but tied in the loss column with Phoenix, who's 7th. And then there's a little gap between 7 and 8. 19 losses to 22 losses is where the Warriors are. The Warriors are done. I mean, they're not going to be relevant without Jimmy Butler. I don't even care what they do at the deadline. Portland is 23-24. They are in 9th. And then the Clippers are 21-24, and they are in 10th. Dallas, 3 games back in a loss column in 11th. Memphis has got 26 losses. They're technically in 12th, followed by Utah. And the Kings and the Pelicans are only separated by a half game. Only a half game. Said Tom Thibodeau is available, would be great. There is 0, capital Z-E-R-O. Let me repeat. There is 0. Not O, 0. Okay? There is 0 chance that Tom Thibodeau would work in Sacramento with Scott Perry as the general manager. Z-E-R-O. Not happening. By the way, the worst team in the NBA record-wise, that's 10-34 Washington, who the Kings play at the end of this road trip. Indiana is 11-36. Then New Orleans 12-36, Sacramento 12-35. Just in case you're keeping score of who's really at the bottom. Detroit leads the East very comfortably, 33-11. The surprising Celtics second at 29-17, followed by Toronto, and the team that Sacramento's playing tonight, the Knicks, at 27-18. Knicks good at home, not great, but good at home at 17-6. But I got to believe that they are going to try to pour it on tonight at MSG. So we got all of that to talk about. Your phone calls, your messages at 916-779-0929. We're at that point of the season where we're coming down to the biggest day of depression in the sports world, a week from Monday after the Super Bowl with Seattle and New England. So it's going to happen. And speaking of it's going to happen, and I did a rant on this morning. Can we please get rid of the Pro Bowl nonsense? Seriously. The flag football game, skills competition. I mean, what a joke. It really is. What an absolute joke. You got Shedeur Sanders being added to the AFC roster. When the rosters were first announced, he wasn't even among the 4 alternates available. And why would he be? And because of injuries and the fact that those like Trevor Lawrence don't want any part of it, they're like, are you kidding me? I don't want to do that. You have to go down and have Shedeur Sanders added to the AFC roster. It's incredible.
You know, Greg.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Skip Bayless disagrees with you.
Well, I'll watch Shedeur play. I don't care if it's 7-on-7. I don't care what it is. I'll watch because I love to watch Shedeur throw the football and operate an offense. So I think it was a great move given the lack of magnitude of the game. He might put it back on the map because he is going to detonate viewership.
What a moron he is. I don't even know why we air that. From the 916, Grant, do you think some of the Kings players in private have asked for a trade? Observing them on camera, the players don't look very happy. Well, why would they be happy? They get embarrassed every night. Of course they've asked for a trade. Of course they have. I mean, I've been telling you this from day one that this is exactly what's going to happen. I mean, seriously. I'm not familiar with Perry and Tibbs. Didn't he get fired after Perry was gone? Yes, he did get fired after Perry was gone. Yes, he did. Hey, I want to talk to you about DAS Mechanical, family-owned and operated, serving Sacramento and Placer counties. They are HVAC retrofit and service specialists. They also do new systems. So when you talk about retrofitting your system and service and their 24/7 availability, if you have a problem with your heater, you have a heating emergency, no problem. DAS Mechanical will be there for you. Whether you're a homeowner, business for commercial maintenance, they have financing options, including 0% interest for 18 months. But they are awesome. And all you need to do is go on to their website. You can schedule everything online at dasmechanical.org and spend a couple of moments and review how amazing they've been. And I mean that. I mean, they're 5-star reviews. They're numerous best of the best awards. dasmechanical.org. D as in dog, A, S as in Sam, mechanical.org. Remember, HVAC retrofit and service specialist and new systems as well. They do it all. dasmechanical.org. Again, book everything online. 916-779-0929. Text or call the show. Sean Salisbury at 5 o'clock today after Grant's Rant, right here on Fox Sports Sacramento.
We are homeowners. For any electrical project you need done, trust the good dudes at Gabrew's. Locally owned, 5-star service experts, always transparent prices and solutions. Say goodbye to your electrical issues. Call Gabrew's or visit Gabrew's.com. GUBRUDS.
Investors, keep listening to learn how to get your free gold report. A currency crisis is upon us. The U.S. dollar has been the world's reserve currency for over 50 years, but that is changing. It's time to protect your retirement. Decades of reckless borrowing and spending have critically weakened the dollar. The U.S. has become the world's biggest debtor with over $35 trillion in debt. Plus, the dollar's become weaponized. Countries are dumping it. Investors who wait until it's too late could lose big. There is one safe haven: gold. Diversify your portfolio with a physical asset they can't take away. Call the Reagan Gold Group right now and ask for your free gold guide. Here's our number:
800-941-4184. 800-941-4184. 800-941-4184. That's 800-941-4184.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and I dedicate a lot of my time going fast. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Sean Salisbury a little bit later. We will be talking a lot of things with the NFL and Bill Belichick not becoming a first ballot Hall of Famer. Kings, Knicks, tip off in about an hour and 20 minutes. Rhino, you think the Kings stay within 20 tonight?
No, they do not.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Which
means it'll probably be like a triple overtime game.
Exactly. Where's the scoring going to come from? If it's going to be an up-paced game, I just don't see it.
No, I don't see it either. I think, Westbrook and Schroeder would have to go off. Sabonis is going to have a 25-point game with DeRozan. I mean, I just think the Knicks are going to be all over this game tonight. I really do. Hey, Grant, I know it's off topic, but in the past, I enjoyed stories you shared about taking your boys to NHL games. I surprised my son with Sharks tickets, and he's ecstatic. It'll be his first NHL game. Can't wait to take him. What were your son's reactions to their first NHL game? My sons didn't go to an NHL game early on. They were older when they went to the first NHL game. So I don't even remember the game that I took them to that was their first NHL game. I remember the first NFL game. I don't remember their first NHL game. I really don't. Have fun. Hope you have a great time. All right, again, 916-779-0929. Why don't we say hello to Dave in Elk Grove. Dave, good afternoon.
Grant, how you doing, buddy? Thanks,
Good, Dave.
Thanks for taking my call. Just want to talk to you a little bit about, I think you mentioned it briefly when I was in the car, about the Bills hire of Joe Brady. First of all, I do want to say, as a longtime Bills fan and hater of Bill Belichick, I think he got totally screwed not being a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think that's just a ridiculous political decision. But regarding the Bills hire, I was leaning more towards Brian Daboll. He has a history with the organization, and this is not a hire to rebuild an organization. This is a hire to take somebody to the next level. And I felt like the Bills should have had somebody that had at least a little bit of head coaching experience, which Brian Daboll did with your beloved Giants, and did take them to the playoffs in his first year, and an improbable first round win. But I feel like maybe Josh had a lot more to do with the decision than the owners, and Joe Brady wasn't going to get a head coaching position. So I felt like bring in Dable as the head coach, keep Joe as the offensive coordinator. What are your thoughts?
I mean, maybe. I don't know the inner workings. I don't know what's really going on within the walls of the Buffalo Bills organization. I'll just tell you this. You're a diehard Bills fan. You follow the team very closely. Really doesn't matter who the head coach is if Josh Allen doesn't play better in big games in the playoffs. Okay? His best game was a loss to the Chiefs on an inexplicable kickoff that cost the Bills the chance, I think their best chance to win a Super Bowl that year. I still cannot believe their strategy in that game at Kansas City on the kickoff, which, gave the Chiefs a short field and then allowed them to kick a field goal and subsequently win in overtime. But Allen can't play the way he did in the Denver game, and you can't put that on the offensive coordinator. You can't put that on Sean McDermott. As good as Josh Allen is, and he's really, really good, he can't play like that in the big game. He just can't. And so would Brian Dable be able, can't do it.
That was Josh's obviously worst game in the playoffs in his career, and they still almost pulled it out. The 13-second game, I can't put any of that on Josh because he gave them the lead with 13 seconds to go.
That's correct. That's the point I just made. That was his best game of the playoffs. So, he was great.
Yeah. So, well, I'll be rooting for your Giants. I think if the head coaching atmosphere would have lasted another week or two, we might have had a shot at John Harbaugh, but I think he'll do a great job in changing the culture there with your beloved Giants. So good luck with that.
Yeah, thank you. You're right. I think had it been another week or two, if it had happened a little earlier, I'm with you. I think Harbaugh might have gone to Buffalo. I think that could have very well been a scenario that may have well occurred. I think you're spot on.
To Dave's point, Josh Allen did sit in on the interviews for the head coaching position.
Interesting. Which I'm not a fan of, but again, each organization runs things however they want. I would never have a player in a head coach interview. That's just me personally.
No, I agree 100%, Grant.
Dave, I appreciate the phone call.
You might want his input, but you won't want him sitting in on the interviews.
Thanks very much for the call. Appreciate it. Yeah, there's no way I'm having my quarterback. Thank you very much. I'm not having my quarterback in the interview for a head coach. I'm just not. He's not involved in that. Just not.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think you have a discussion, but you're not, especially with that dynamic. And Sean McDermott's hands weren't clean. He made some big coaching mistakes over his time as head coach in Buffalo. But, I look at this whole process, Grant, and other than what the Giants did, considering the jobs that were available, this has been a very underwhelming hiring cycle.
It has been. It really has been. What do you think now with he mentioned Brian Dable. He's going to go work with Robert Saleh in Tennessee. So you got Dable as the offensive coordinator, Saleh the head coach. I'm wondering how long it's going to take for Cam Ward and the Titans to be relevant. Again, they got the draft picks. They were so bad this year in the division now with Jacksonville. We don't know about Indianapolis as we move forward. And you look at Houston with that dynamic defense, right? And that defense is just dynamic.
Yeah.
Boy, that's going to be tough sledding for a while in Tennessee.
It is, and it's kind of a curious hiring. It's great for Tennessee on the offensive side of the football, but Robert Saleh as a head coach in New York, and maybe it was the group, maybe it's the market, he just didn't seem like a great leader of men. So it kind of feels like a co-head coach position. And for Brian Dable, I think you're kind of a heartbeat away, possibly, from stepping in to that role in Tennessee if they don't have success.
By the way, I did use tough sledding. My son lives in Nashville and said it has been just like a disaster trying to get around because of ice and the fact that they don't really handle that very well to begin with in that part of the country. And so, yeah, it has been a lot of parts of the country, but when you get this type of weather in parts of the country that don't get it often, it is even worse. Whereas if you're in Buffalo, it doesn't even slow your life down. It's just like, no big deal. But when you're in Dallas, I was in Dallas for the Super Bowl when they had their ice storm, and literally it shut down the whole city on Super Bowl week. I still to this day am not sure how we made it on the flight into Dallas, and I'm not exaggerating, but that was a horrid week, just awful. I'll never forget it. Just awful. That's why I'm so happy Dorian Rhino made it into New York and will be at the game.
Yeah, me too. Me too as well. It's going to be fun for them, and I can't wait to hear about his time at MSG.
He's there right now.
Yep. Is he there? Is he in the building?
Well, they open up the doors there 1 hour before, so
Okay.
it's now 6:30 in New York, so they would just now be opening up for the fans to go in. So I'm sure he is in MSG or walking through the turnstiles as we speak.
Yep, that would have been a shame. An ice storm. That just sounds terrifying to me. I want no part of that.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not fun. I've been part of him, and it is brutal.
It
is brutal.
24 hours later, after that New York Super Bowl, they got hit hard.
Yes.
That could have
they
been
did.
very similar.
Yeah, no question. 916-779-0929. That's 779-0929. We talk about the Kings. It's going to be interesting to see the Knicks and their recent skid and their big picture and the pressure from their owner, James Dolan. You think the Knicks are going to be active? You think they're going to be able to make a big deal? Or give me your bold prediction of the day.
I kind of think tonight has a little bit to do with that. If you let the Kings roll in there and beat you again, and
Then
granted,
you're without two scars, yeah.
yeah, exactly. And granted, we have to remember Jalen Brunson played 6 minutes of the first meeting.
Yep.
So that's going to make a huge difference right there. But maybe. I mean, I just think that team's going to come out for Mike Brown tonight and just punch the Kings in the face. Right.
I agree with you. I think it's going to be ugly. I don't look at betting lines. Did you see what the number is on this game tonight?
I don't think I can count.
It's got to be double digits, right?
I would think so. I did not look.
I mean, I can't imagine the point spread being under 10 tonight.
Okay, what do you think it's at? Let's take a guess before I look.
I'm going to say the Knicks are getting 11.5 points.
I'm going to say 13 and a half. Let's take a look right now. Survey
says
14 and a half.
Whoa. 14 and a half. That's a lot for an NBA game, isn't it?
It's up there. The Kings have had larger deficits this year. I think they had 17 and a half, 16
against
and a half.
OKC, right?
Yeah.
Didn't they have wasn't that against Oklahoma City in one of the games?
Yeah, and it was the largest. You know what? You're spot on. It was when OKC was on the third night of 4 nights. Third game in 4 nights. But yeah, 17 and a half. It was tied for the highest line of the season.
Wow. That's amazing for an NBA game. That's really so unusual. So you said tonight is what again?
14 and a half. But Grant, the Kings, this is the 4th time this season they've lost 5 games in a row. And we're not even to the All-Star break.
Wow. Wow. Well, I think tonight could be close for a while, but I'm not even sure. I mean, I'm with you on this. I think the Knicks are going to come out and they're going to make amends for what happened in Sacramento recently on the road trip where the Knicks were terrible and came home and had that horrible loss to the Mavericks on MLK Day. It was horrible. And then they beat the Nets and then they beat Philly their last game out. So maybe they have kind of gotten their bad taste out of their mouth. And I think the biggest issue with the Knicks as you look at this game is Karl Anthony Towns and what his future looks like still in New York. Because he has not transitioned well to Mike Brown as the head coach.
Well, you could also make the counter argument that it's a Mike Brown problem. And James Dolan just fired a coach that took him to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, no, I was very open about this, and the tabloids have picked up on this too, by the way, in New York. And they're talking about this, that there will not be the honeymoon period for Mike Brown is lasted about 24 hours. And so, this is New York. It's not Sacramento, and he already got fired in Sacramento. James Dolan would have no problem making a move. Now, do I think he would do it in the middle of this season? No. But if the Knicks were to be one and done or two and done, I could see it happening. Absolutely.
One fun matchup to watch tonight is going to be Dylan Cardwell and Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
Before the first meeting, I put out a tweet and I said, this could be Dylan kind of looking himself in the eye before they ever met. And that was a fun matchup last game, but Dylan has an outline of a very similar player to Mitchell Robinson that just has an eye for the basketball and is by far the most efficient and best offensive rebounder in the NBA.
And here's the other deal. Having a good game in New York means something, and it's really important. And when you're a nobody, and I say that in all due respect, I'm speaking in comparison to other players in the NBA, I can guarantee you that the fans going to the game tonight don't know who Dylan Cardwell is.
No.
And when you walk into Madison Square Garden, and if you can play well with all of the New York media there and the fans, it's really important. You can really leave your mark in New York at the world's most famous arena. And that's always been the case. And that's why players, if you talk to players around the league and you ask them their favorite arena to play in, or the 2 or 3 favorite arenas to play in, almost all of the players talk about Madison Square Garden. Almost all of them. They love playing in the Garden. They look forward to it. It's special. And it's just something about that building. It's just the history of that building, the history of basketball in New York. It does mean something to play well there. It really does. So I'm hoping I'm with you. I hope he has a good game tonight. I really do.
Okay, you asked me a bold question. I'm going to ask you one. Over under 10 minutes for Devin Carter tonight.
I'm going to say over because I think Sacramento's going to get blown out, and I think he'll be on the floor a lot in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
What about you?
I think it'll be over. I think you have to. I don't think Doug will shorten the rotation. I think this is the time that you plug him in. And if the Kings don't plug him in for at least some rotational minutes tonight, I'm really going to be scratching my head.
I think Westbrook plays 30 or more. It's New York. It's the Garden. The fans that are showing up do want to see Russ play. So I think he'll probably play well. I think he'll play 30-plus minutes, but I do think Carter will be on the floor a lot in the fourth quarter. What about Keon Ellis? You think he even plays tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
you never know with Doug. I have to ask the question. I mean, you say, oh, yeah, like you're 100% certain. There's no rhyme or reason with Keon Ellis. I know that Monk's not playing. I know Levine's not playing, but that to me doesn't mean that, automatically Keon Ellis is going to play. You never know with this team.
Yeah, for sure. Keon Ellis is loved by New York. There's been more than a few New York scouts sitting next to me at the games. And so you're going to put him out. You're going to let him get some minutes. He played well last game. So, yeah, he'll be out there. The only question to me, Grant, at the end of this night is whether or not 66 from Brooklyn looks good or bad.
If 66 from Brooklyn looks good or bad.
Yes.
That's the only thing that matters for you, right?
Yeah, 66 might not look that bad compared to tonight.
Yeah. Well, boy, I may just have you and Jerry do the post-game show if they only score 66 points.
Fair enough. We can fill 30 or 40 minutes. Have some fun.
All right, we'll come back. We'll open up those phone lines. Keep the messages rolling. The 916-779-0929 right here on Fox Sports Sacramento.
The new year is here, a fresh opportunity to tell people about your products and services so they know who to spend their money with. Fox Sports Radio has a Mount Rushmore of sports talk talent. Patrick, Cowherd, Gottlieb, and Sacramento's own Grant Napear, and they have an audience you can take to the bank. This is Fox Sports General Manager Kurt Bagelman. Sports Talk listeners are a unique, target-rich group of consumers. They're employed, they earn six-figure incomes, 2/3 own their own homes, and they listen to the radio longer. Let me repeat that. They listen longer, so your commercial message has more opportunity to be heard. It costs nothing to learn how a good strategy and a great schedule could help your business. So call me, 916-779-0914. 916-779-0914. Radio gets results, and we are here to help. Call 916-779-0914.
You've been saying you're going to pay better attention to your home's honeydews. Check one off your list right now by calling Gabrud Services to schedule a 12-point inspection of your home's electrical system. The safe rule of thumb is every 5 years for an inspection. If it's been 5 years or more, call Gabrud's now. A qualified technician will provide a thorough inspection of the electrical system to ensure it's safe or alert you to potential problems. At Gabrud's, electrical work is all we do. We are the area's recognized experts for anything electrical, and our number one priority is ensuring your home and family are safe. You've been saying you'll pay better attention to your home. Stop saying it. Make the call to Gabrud's. Talk with a real person and schedule your 12-point inspection today. Gabrud's, locally owned for more than 30 years. G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Call the good dudes at Gabrud's. G-U-B-R-U-D-S. Gabrud's.com.
Listen up, guys. Are you experiencing any of the following? Fatigue, less drive, poor performance? If so, you may be one of the nearly 30 million men in the U.S. today dealing with ED. But did you know you don't have to pay hundreds for a prescription anymore? And you don't have to deal with the hassle of seeing the doctor or the embarrassment of going to the pharmacy for a certain pill. Now, with one free call, you can find out how Herbal Virility Max can help you feel like a man again. For over a decade, Herbal Virility Max has helped guys just like you put a smile back on their face with improved performance and drive. Call today and ask about our buy one, get one free offer.
800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. That's 800-690-8445.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Don't forget Sean Salisbury after Grant's rant. Keep the messages coming at 916-779-0929. Also, on our YouTube page, love the messages. Thank you very much. There are many to get to. Even a diehard Raiders fan can't understand Bill Belichick not being a Hall of Famer in the first time around. I'm with you on that. It's crazy. It is crazy. Said I'm still laughing here at Grant saying what a moron. Skip Bayless says he is a moron. What does my son do in Nashville? He is the producer for the 6 p.m. news on the ABC TV station there, and also does a 30-minute sports show 5 nights a week. And Patrick says Dorian is going to have fun at MSG. I hope so. I know he's in the building right now, so I would hope so. Too bad he can't call us from there. Give us a little pregame preview from MSG. But I know he's walking around and he's taking it all in, and I'm sure that he's the last thing he's thinking of is calling Napes and getting on with Grant and Rhino, right, Rhino? So I'm fine with that. But hopefully he'll give us a call tomorrow and he'll tell us about his experience.
Yeah, I would love to see how he compares and contrasts the G1C to, because it's a nice arena, right? But this is MSG, because that's a high bar, like in your head, if you've never been there, like, does it meet the expectation?
Yeah, it's totally different. I can't even put in the words. It's just a feel when you walk in there, the energy, it's just hard to explain. It really is. It's just very, very hard to explain.
You
But
know,
I'll let him put it in his own words.
Dorian, he's going to be at MSG for Brown v. Christie too.
Yeah.
Wow.
What is going on? Was there any build up to that today that you saw?
No, nothing new, but
Okay.
definitely those two don't really care for each other. I think that's
Correct.
evident.
Correct. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens tonight. I could see the Kings are. I just think they're going to have a real difficult time tonight. I would be surprised if this game is close in the fourth quarter. That would really surprise me. And you're right. 14.5-point spread. The over under, if you care about that, is 225.5.
Yeah, and if you don't think Mike Brown doesn't realize this very well could be Doug Christie's only experience as an NBA head coach coaching at MSG, you're wrong. He wants to make that not a
Yep.
great experience.
Yep. I would agree with you on that. By the way, there is a larger point spread than the one tonight at Madison Square Garden. Oklahoma City is favored by 15.5 at home against the Pelicans.
I would be more apt to take the Pelicans and the points. How
I
about
would
you?
too. I would too. Yep, I would too. Other games tonight. Brooklyn is in Phoenix. Detroit is on the road at Denver. You know, how often do you see this? And I know injuries factor into everything, but Denver's 31-15, and Denver's getting 6.5 points at home. Interesting. 33-11 Detroit, 31-15 Denver. And again, I know injuries and everything factor into it, and teams that played the night before and all of that, but still, I just found that to be a little interesting.
Detroit's good, but I'm sure there's
They are good.
something to what you're saying. I would bet Denver is on a stretch right now. Maybe it played the night before, and the opposite may not be true for the Pistons.
And then Portland and Washington in the nation's capital. That game starts in about 20 minutes. So Portland is at Washington. I don't normally do this, but they're favored by 6.5. So there you have it. All right, 916-779-0929. Grant's Rant coming up at 5 o'clock. Sean Salisbury to talk NFL. And I'm just wondering, for those that are taking the time to text the show, were you surprised when you heard the news that Bill Belichick was not going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame coach? Because I just was like, wow. I mean, to me, it was wow. A wow moment. And I just wonder, like, if it seems pretty universal, just floating around social media and looking at some of the other individuals that, like Peter King, the law scribe, he couldn't believe it. He could not believe it. But he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. And that, again, by the way, the official ballots have not come out on who is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. That will be coming up this weekend. But, wow. Hey, did you see Sean Payton? It was very interesting. Said, and I didn't even see this, that Bo Nix had a pre-existing ankle condition.
Yes.
I was not even aware of that. I thought that was interesting. We talk about like physicals and things of this nature, that this was inevitable, that a pre-existing issue made the fracture a matter of when, not if. How about that? Again, quote, what was found was a condition that was predisposed. They always find a little more when they go in, Peyton said, It wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. When you look at the play and you're trying to evaluate it, the operating surgeon said that this was going to happen sooner than later. Now you go about the rehab, proper orthotics, all of those things. Peyton did say there's no concerns about Bo Nix moving forward. And what's interesting is Nix has already had several ankle operations going back to high school.
And what's interesting,
so keep an eye on that.
What's interesting about this is when Sean was talking about the injury the night that it happened, somebody in the media room brought up the pre-existing ankle injuries or the injuries that had happened prior to this to the ankle. And it's almost like he didn't know about it and he responded as such. I do have to go back to Belichick really quick before this hour ends. Is this now a precedent that's going to be set and held to Tom Brady when he becomes eligible?
Absolutely not. There's no way in the world that Tom Brady is not going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. There's no chance.
Wouldn't you have said the same when you woke up this morning about Bill Belichick?
I would, but Brady will get it will be unanimous. I can't imagine it not being unanimous. So it's a good question, but I have to believe that it will be unanimous. I can't imagine it not being. I really can't. But yes, I would have said the same thing about Bill Belichick. So it's a fair question, and it's a good question. And if Spygate does factor into it, you could ask the question, and again, you can ask it, all right, Grant, well, you're saying that he should have been in the Hall and it should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. How's that different than the steroid era with Bonds and Clemens and all these others? And it's a fair question, right? Isn't cheating? So it is something that you can ask and you can get into. But, I mean, if Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, then there should not be such a thing as a first ballot Hall of Famer, because he is the definition, based on the numbers that I've already read out to you earlier in the show. He is the definition of a first ballot Hall of Famer. Plain and simple. All right, again, 779-0929 if you want to call the show or text the show. That's 779-0929. And again, a lot of reaction, okay? A lot of reaction to all of this. Patrick Mahomes using the word insane, all right? Again, many other current and former NFL players, members of the media, also having the very same reaction. So, I mean, I just am baffled. I'm very, very surprised. I don't know what else to say. Again, if Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, then there really isn't such a thing as a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Well, you just
it doesn't make sense.
You made the perfect comparison, because it's exactly what my mind went to. It went to the Baseball Hall of Fame and that voting process. And to me, that hurts the credibility of that Hall of Fame, and not having Bill Belichick as a first ballot. That's credibility, Grant. The fact that you had to connect the dots between the steroids era. If Sean Payton gets in, is he going to have to wait now 2 ballots because of the whole headhunting scandal? You know, it's just kind of crazy.
Yeah. Well, Sean Payton, to me, as of right now, is not a Hall of Fame coach. But, you know, he could be, because he's still relatively, well, he's got many years left to coach if he wants to. Right now, to me, he's not a Hall of Fame coach. He's not. So, well, you know, hey, you just made an interesting point, but I cannot imagine Tom Brady not receiving every single vote in his first year of eligibility. Like, that really would shock me. That would floor me. And at that point, I'm with you when it comes to the credibility of any Hall of Fame. It would be definitely tarnished. There's no question about that.
And there's far less voters, too, in the Football Hall of Fame. It's under 50.
It's 50. It's not like baseball. Yeah. On the 916, it's because he supports Trump. That has nothing to do with that. Stop with your nonsense. 916-779-0929. That's 779-0929. Don't forget Grant's Rant in an hour. Sean Salisbury to talk about all of this. The championship games, look ahead to the Super Bowl. That's all straight ahead. 2 hours left here. Knicks, Kings, MSG next hour. So we'll follow that game as well. Be right back here on Fox Sports Sacramento.
Hey, it's Grant Napear for my friends at DAS Mechanical. Did you know most homeowners are changing their heating and air systems from gas to all electric? It's about getting more energy efficiency and saving a lot more money every month on energy bills. If your current heating and air system is 15 years or older, it may be time to consider a change. Call DAS Mechanical first. Nearly all of DAS's work is gas to electric whole system changeouts. Nick and his team, they're experts. They also have 0% financing and 24/7 availability if you ever have a heating emergency. Award-winning, locally owned. It's DAS Mechanical, serving their Sacramento and Placer County neighbors for years. Save more on your energy bills. Call, text, or chat at 530-591-1055 to find out more, or go to dasmechanical.org. That's dasmechanical.org.
Call the good dudes at Gabrudes, G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Homeowners, if you have an electrical project you need done, then you need the good dudes at Gabrudes. Family owned and operated for 30 years, Jay Gabrude and his team are the area's recognized experts for everything electrical, from the very basic like repairs, lighting upgrades, and whole house fans, to the biggies, panel replacements, EV stations, and backup generators. Gabrudes does it all and does it right the first time. They're actually the guys their competition recommends. Gabrudes, expert 5-star service and always transparent, honest prices and solutions. Say goodbye to your electrical issues. Visit Gabrudes.com or call 24/7 and speak with a real live person. Gabrudes, G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Call the good dudes at Gabrudes, G-U-B-R-U-D-S. Gabrudes.com.
Investors, keep listening to learn how to get your free gold report. A currency crisis is upon us. The U.S. dollar has been the world's reserve currency for over 50 years, but that is changing. It's time to protect your retirement. Decades of reckless borrowing and spending have critically weakened the dollar. The U.S. has become the world's biggest debtor with over $35 trillion in debt. Plus, the dollar's become weaponized. Countries are dumping it. Investors who wait until it's too late could lose big. There is one safe haven: gold. Diversify your portfolio with a physical asset they can't take away. Call the Reagan Gold Group right now and ask for your free gold guide. Here's our number:
800-941-4184. 800-941-4184. 800-941-4184. That's 800-941-4184.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Tell your friends. Grant's back. Grant Napear is back on the Sacramento airwaves right here. KSAC 890 AM Olivehurst. K284CM 104.7 FM Sacramento.
Next hour, some NFL talk with Sean Salisbury. 916-779-0929. Let's get to some phone calls with Bill in Citrus Heights. Good afternoon, Bill.
Hello, Grant. Shedeur
Hello, Bill.
Sanders in the Pro Bowl. Yeah, Shedeur Sanders in the Pro Bowl.
It's a joke. The whole Pro Bowl is a joke.
And Bill Belichick not in the Hall of Fame, nor is Mike Shanahan, who certainly deserves it.
I agree. Yep, totally agree.
I mean, who are these voters?
They're idiots. Seriously, there's no other way to say it. They're idiots.
The Hall of Fame for idiots. I mean, they have no perspective. I don't know what the narrative is.
I don't understand it either. Hopefully we'll get some more information out when these individuals that voted against Bill Belichick disclose why they voted against him. I'd love to know.
I'm guessing they don't have the courage to do so because they don't want to be ridiculed for being so stupid.
Yeah, we're going to find out, I think. I think after this week, leading up to the weekend, I think there's a good chance we might get some more information on this.
Anonymous information. Nobody will put their name on it.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll wait. Let's wait and see what happens. But it's baffling to me, Bill. It's absolutely baffling to me. It really is.
All right. Thank you, Grant. Have a good week. Bye.
Bill, thank you. Appreciate it. Bye-bye. 916-779-0929. That's 779-0929. If Ryan, help me out here. I should have asked Bill this. I appreciate Bill calling up the show, and I hope he has a good afternoon. Bill was the one that was not a fan of the New England Patriots coaching staff last week, I believe, and thought that the Broncos had a big edge in their coaching, and I totally disagree with that.
Correct. Yes.
So Bill will be watching that coaching staff coach their team in the Super Bowl, correct?
Yeah, I believe that team's headed out there.
Okay. Just wondering. Yes, absolutely. The rest of the news that we will be covering in the world of sports centers around the NBA, and then at 5 o'clock, Sean Salisbury. But you look at Max Rayno in the Rising Stars game. You were pretty strong about this on social media. You thought he got screwed, correct?
Yes, but I wasn't surprised by it. Two
Okay.
things can be true at the same time. Yeah, he got screwed, just like Malik got screwed, just like Domas has been screwed 2 times more. But I said,
All right. Well, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Who, if you have the roster in front of you of the 10 rookies, who should have he been chosen ahead of?
Let me pull it up.
Yeah, because that would be the way we would do this. If you're really going to say, well, he should be on the team, and regardless of position, by the way, the player that he should be ahead of from the 10 rookies on the Rising Stars Challenge. Say Grant Belichick is going to get in the Hall of Fame eventually, just like Eli, so why not just vote them in the first time? I don't know. Go ahead, Rhino.
Yeah, definitely Colin Murray Boyles, not even close.
Okay.
I would also say Igor Demon in Brooklyn. Yeah, he's been a little bit better as of late. Brooklyn's still not that good. I can't argue with Cedric Coward. I can't argue with Dylan. Trey Johnson, I could argue a little bit with. Trey's been good, but I think Max has been more impactful with the Kings. Derek Queen, Jeremiah Fears, yes, they're going to be there. Cooper Flagg, yes. VJ Edgecombe, absolutely not. But there's at least 3 names that Max is easily in the same category, if not above their category.
Okay. So, but the one guy more than any is the Washington rookie. Is that correct? That's who you're looking at?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're going to just, this is all done, correct me if I'm wrong, all off numbers, right? Isn't that pretty much, because you can't go by wins, because a lot of these teams are at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to wins, right? So if you're going to look at wins, then that's, you're not going to get anything. So Max is averaging 9.5 points, 6.4 rebounds, and 1.1 assist, and shooting 53% from the floor.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely better than Colin Murray-Boyles at 7.8 points, 5.1 rebounds, 2 assists, and 53% from the floor as well. So if you're going to go just by numbers, okay, his numbers are better than Colin Murray-Boyles.
Yeah, it's another case of you have to do twice as much. Max would need to average 18 and 10 to get a spot on that team.
Come on now.
Yeah, if you have kings across your chest, you have to do half as much to get. You have to do twice as much, excuse me, to get half of the national shine.
That's funny. Wow. How about that, huh?
It's tried and true. I mean, I should patent that. We've got enough case studies and precedent between Sabonis and Monk. It's insane, Napes.
Yeah.
You could make an argument about Fox, too, on the Beam Team year.
Well, I know one thing. Sabonis should have been on the All-Star team the last 2 years. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't even think it was close, and he didn't get on. So, yeah, I'm with you.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I couldn't tell you anything about Igor Demin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. He's averaging 10.2 points, 3 rebounds, 3.4 assists. He plays a different position. He's a guard. So, like, I don't know enough about him to even comment on his game, because he could come and sit on my lap and I wouldn't know who he was.
He's one of the 4 Brooklyn guards that they grabbed in the first round.
Yeah.
This last year.
Yeah. All right. So we've got the Knicks hosting the Kings tonight. Tip off in a little more than 30 minutes. No Zach LaVine. No Malik Monk. Monk with an ankle. Zach with his back issue. And then we've got the trade deadline coming up next Thursday. And, again, you look at different websites and it's just fun. Bobby Marks put out this on ESPN as it relates to Sacramento, talking about how the Kings are the 3rd oldest team in the NBA behind Golden State and the Clippers. They have 6 players 30 or older. Sabonis will turn 30 in May. And he quoted Scott Perry saying, "My job and anybody sitting in this seat's job is always to work the phones, whether that's the trade deadline leading to the draft, summertime. The trade deadline just happens to be the closest thing now to being able to make a change." He then talked about LaVine, DeRozan, and Monk under contract through at least the 26-27 season. And he said, you add in, the contract of Sabonis, those 4 players combined for 73% of the Kings' payroll this season. And then he talked about Keon Ellis, who has garnered the most interest, said after playing a career-high 80 games last season and scoring 8.3 points while shooting 43.3% from 3, Ellis's minutes have been inconsistent. He's on a team-friendly $2.3 million contract, but will be an unrestricted free agent in July. A team interested in trading for him would acquire his bird rights, allowing the team to exceed the salary cap in a new contract. So there's the latest on that from Bobby Marks.
And there's where the value is at on the back end of that. The bird rights, that's huge.
Yes. Very, very large. Said the Kings and Pacers are the only projected lottery teams with 2 players earning more than $40 million this season. That would be Sabonis and LaVine.
And think about
Indiana, though, said did reach the NBA Finals last year and is expected to contend again when Tyrese Halliburton returns.
That's exactly what I was going to point out. Think about the difference of where those 2 teams are at.
So you look at, it's night and day. What is so peculiar is when Scott Perry talked to Anthony Slater of ESPN earlier this month and had a quote, "We've got to get younger as a team." Really? So you've got to get younger as a team. Is that why you went out and signed a point guard that turned 37 recently and is your starting point guard now? Is that why you went out and gave a 32-year-old journeyman point guard a 3-year, $45 million deal? Like you want to get younger, and those are like two of your big moves in the offseason? Like it doesn't make sense to me. Again, I just, it does not make sense to me. And I'm going to say this until this season ends. I still do not understand why Russell Westbrook is on the Sacramento Kings. The more games, the more minutes that he plays, the stagnant offense, the stunt in development for other players that should be playing, just all adds up to me as dysfunction in an organization. It just does not make any sense at all. Doesn't make sense for Russ, and it doesn't make sense for the Kings.
It starts to feed a little bit more of the smoldering of fans that say it was to get people in the arena. When he became the all-time scorer for point guards in the NBA, they promoted a night that I was at. It was the last home game that you got a poster commemorating that. If you bought a certain level of ticket, you got an exclusive Topps card. And almost every time out, they were playing Russ's best 5 whatever dunks, assists.
Okay, and everything you just said is the reason why the Kings are the doormat of the NBA, because they don't prioritize winning in this franchise. They prioritize things that don't mean a damn thing to anybody. That's why they are where they are, because they go about everything, and I really mean this, backwards. All of their moves don't have to do with winning. They make moves that are what you just talked about. PR, this or that. Oh, it looks good having this celebrity sitting in the front row. Oh, it looks good to have this former player come back and wave to the crowd and all. They don't prioritize winning, and that's why they are where they are. I mean, if you prioritize winning, Doug Christie would not be your head coach. If you prioritize winning, and particularly the development of other players, you wouldn't have Russell Westbrook on your team.
It's a great point.
Like all of this doesn't make sense.
So let me ask you this. We've heard Scott in many interviews say that he's working with autonomy. Given what you just said, was that a Scott Perry signing or a Vivek Ranadive signing?
Well, I mean, again, it doesn't really matter because it's all one umbrella. It's all one franchise. And whether it's Vivek or whether it's Scott Perry, it's still dysfunction regardless of where it's coming from and what office in the building it's coming from. It's still dysfunction.
No, but in this case, it does matter because you're being sold the bill of goods that Scott Perry is working autonomously. And within your first 6 months on the job, the owner is already actually hasn't even changed. He's the one that traded Fox and shoved him down San Antonio's throat.
Anyone that thinks that Scott Perry has control of this franchise is delusional. And I have pointed it out with no ifs, ands, or bones about it, that his, you say the word autonomy, was taken away from him before he stepped foot in Sacramento, when he was already told who his head coach was going to be. So don't come in here and tell everyone that, you have this ability and you can do this and you've got it's a bunch of crap, because your first move as general manager was you were not allowed to hire a head coach. It's a joke. It's a joke. Come on now. I mean, come on. All right, we got a text. Here we go. What's up, Grant? Rhino made it to the Kings-Knicks game. It was a crazy last couple of days of travel, and I didn't think I would make it, but we made it. I will call in hopefully tomorrow and let you know how the experience was. Very happy for you. That's awesome. Good stuff. But again, I go back to it started before he even got to Sacramento when he was told who his head coach was going to be. It's a joke. It really is. The whole thing is a joke. Let's get to John. John, welcome to the show. How are you, John?
Doing good, Grant. How are you?
I'm good, buddy.
I'm glad Dorian made it. That was
Yeah, me
great
too.
news
We all
right
are.
before Hey, man, he's one of the good guys. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
he is.
When you first started your podcast and so forth like that, he's one of us.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's going, man. I'm glad he's one of the guys that we go, he's having a good time.
Absolutely.
Dude, what is the criteria for voting to get, the Hall of Fame? What is the criteria? There has to be one. Is it just being a member? I mean,
yeah.
Somebody knows that. Ryan could probably look it up.
Yeah, but it's impossible to believe that Belichick's not a first ballot Hall of Fame coach.
I know. And you read off the other 9, and look, all of them were worthy, and Belichick is just as worthy as every single one of those, including Hallis and Landry. Every single, I don't know.
Yeah.
He must have burned a bridge or two down the road and deflate the gate, like you guys are saying. Maybe so. But he'll be in
it's
next
just wrong.
year,
It's what
but
it is.
not
It's
being a
just
first
wrong.
ballot Hall of Famer, that blows me away.
Yep. I'm with you.
But
I'm with you. Everything else good, buddy?
It is what it is. Everything's pretty good. Hey, my birthday weekend was last weekend. Me and Vlade
belated
are
happy
like twins,
birthday.
almost the exact. You know that Star and Jerry are coming up here, and is it today? It's a day or two. I don't know.
No, it's Thursday.
But Thursday, yeah, a couple days. I just came back from my buddy's place up north. I went up there, and he's not a big basketball fan, but I said, look, you got this cool little box up here because they don't have any service where we happen to be, but he's got a cool little black box. I said, tune into the Kings game. I just want to see if we could get the alternate. They're in Toronto. So I made sure that they got the Toronto feed rather than the local feed. They sounded like professionals compared to the ones we get here, Grant. We miss you so much.
Thank you, buddy.
And maybe
Appreciate it.
too. And maybe too.
All right, you take care.
And
Have
hey,
a good
I
one,
could
all right?
talk football. Hey, I could talk football forever. Listen, the Denver Broncos not kicking a field goal early, that was the stupidest thing I
know.
ever saw. We've talked about it all the time. You need points to win. You need to have points.
I know.
It was something else.
Thank you, bud. You take care. Have a
Love
good
you,
night.
buddy. Have a great one, man.
Be good. Good stuff there. Let's move along to some more phone calls. We say hello to Big Al. Let me get him on here. Hello, Al. Welcome to the program.
Hi again, Grant. This is just a commendation to you on behalf really of my departed dad, who was a big time Kings fan. Just keep speaking the truth, Grant, because I don't know. I know you speak it. You say, hey, I don't know what we can do because it's the owner's team. You can't unseat an owner, but you got to keep speaking the truth because you are right on your assessments that start at the top down through, and the whole construct of administrative management of the Kings is just goofy. It's just totally goofy. I mean, we thought it was, or the Kings fans thought it was bad with the Maloofs. Holy smokes. It's 5 times. It's like the demons have re-entered at 5 times the level with the Kings management. So that's very sad.
It is, but it's
That's all. Just keep
it's the
speaking the
one
truth,
it's the
buddy.
one
Keep
aspect of
encouraged.
the
Keep
organization that everyone else is powerless to because there's nothing that can be done about it.
Right. Just keep speaking the truth. I know it's frustrating, and you tell your listeners that too. But sometimes, someday maybe we'll believe that someday that something will happen. Like you'll have to sell the team or something, and then things could change. But until then, and you're realistic, and you tell Kings fans don't hope for something that is not really going to happen until the correct event happens, and that is he's got to get out as the team owner. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you, Al. Have a good one. Take care.
care.
Yep. You too. Let's get to Tim next. Tim in Sacramento. Welcome to the show.
Hey, happy Tuesday, Grant. How we doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey, doing well. You know what, Grant? You are so right in regards to the Kings doing everything kind of ass backwards because in about a week and a half, we play the Clippers on a Friday. And I knew you just brought up how we had the Russell Westbrook night and $150 you spend, which nobody did that night. you get a free t-shirt. But you know what we have coming up here in about 10 days on a Friday is a damn Hello Kitty night. Are you kidding me? Hello Kitty night to get fans in on a Friday against the Clippers? Let me tell you, it is sold out. But they don't care about the players. They care about their fans, supposedly. Hello Kitty night on a Friday night? Are you serious, Grant? Come on now.
I don't even have a comment on it. I don't even know what to say. I truly don't. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I really don't.
Yeah, I didn't either. I had to call in and just had to rant that off real quick. So have a great afternoon, Grant. I'll stop
right.
and listen.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. I really.
Grant, it's like AA baseball.
Yeah. It's embarrassing. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Oh, gosh. I love.
All right. Send us your ideas for future nights at the Kings games.
Oh, please. Oh, my gosh.
Bring your dog or cat to the game night.
That would be interesting. That's for sure. Oh, my gosh.
Send
Hello
them in.
Kitty night.
916-779-0929.
Oh, my gosh. Seriously, I don't even know how to respond to that. Like, what am I going to say, right?
I mean, he's spot on, though, because Hello Kitty there's a crazy following for it. I didn't know what Hello Kitty was, and then we went to McDonald's, and my son got one of the toys, and we come home, and my wife's like, do you know how coveted that is? So, yeah, I mean, business, it makes sense. Basketball?
Hey, oh, my gosh. Hey, folks, if you've been waiting to buy a home, then you must be prepared to act soon for what's about to happen in the real estate market with the expected Fed rate cuts on the horizon. It will revive and renew the housing market demand. And I'm telling you, you know what's going to happen as much as I do. Buyers will flood the market. Bidding wars will happen. Homes will sell quickly. You know what? You need to get your ducks in a row, and the best way to start with an experienced broker to represent you. Village Financial Group, Spencer Grimmenstein. He's that guy, broker owner, his white glove service, boutique experience, one-stop shop method. Here's the bottom line. It makes it so easy, all right? So easy. Spencer will navigate you through the process from start to finish, folks. And he has extensive home listings to choose from throughout Northern California. You can go look at them yourself at vfgloans.com. That's vfgloans.com. And his 30-year mortgage brokering experience, yeah. He's going to get you the best rates. He also, folks, has access to private money. Keep that in mind, which will help you expedite getting your offer accepted and closed. It makes sense to call or text Spence at 916-805-4868. Again, that's 916-805-4868. Village Financial Group, looking out for your best interest. Grant's Grant. 5 o'clock, Sean Salisbury next hour. All of that coming up on Fox Sports Sacramento.
You've been saying you're going to pay better attention to your home's honeydews. Check one off your list right now by calling Gabrud Services to schedule a 12-point inspection of your home's electrical system. The safe rule of thumb is every 5 years for an inspection. If it's been 5 years or more, call Gabrud's now. A qualified technician will provide a thorough inspection of the electrical system to ensure it's safe or alert you to potential problems. At Gabrud's, electrical work is all we do. We are the area's recognized experts for anything electrical, and our number one priority is ensuring your home and family are safe. You've been saying you'll pay better attention to your home. Stop saying it. Make the call to Gabrud's. Talk with a real person and schedule your 12-point inspection today. Gabrud's, locally owned for more than 30 years. G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Call the good dudes at Gabrud's. G-U-B-R-U-D-S. Gabrud's.com.
Listen up, guys. Are you experiencing any of the following? Fatigue, less drive, poor performance? If so, you may be one of the nearly 30 million men in the U.S. today dealing with ED. But did you know you don't have to pay hundreds for a prescription anymore? And you don't have to deal with the hassle of seeing the doctor or the embarrassment of going to the pharmacy for a certain pill. Now, with one free call, you can find out how Herbal Virility Max can help you feel like a man again. For over a decade, Herbal Virility Max has helped guys just like you put a smile back on their face with improved performance and drive. Call today and ask about our buy one, get one free offer.
800 690 8445. 800 690 8445. 800 690 8445. That's 800 690 8445.
You know what's mind-boggling to me is how we take our athletes and point out the things that most individuals do every single day, regardless of whether you're a salesperson, you're a school teacher, you're a sanitation worker, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're an airline pilot. It's what the vast majority of parents do. And I'm talking about Matthew Stafford and his family and his wife that thought it was important to show Matthew Stafford tucking in his daughter and giving the daughter a kiss on the night following the loss in Seattle. Like, what do you think these athletes are? Do you think they're robotic? Do you think that they're not humans? Do you think that when the game's over, they get in their spaceship and fly into space and live a life that we don't know anything about? No, you know what they do? When they get off the airplane, they get in their cars and they drive home and they park their car in the garage and they walk into their home, right? And depending on what time it is, they eat dinner. They play with their kids. If the kids are already asleep, very often, you'll walk in, check on your kids, bend over, give them a kiss, make sure they're got the blankets on them, and then you go into your room. Like, why are we making this such a big deal? Why are we trying to make Matthew Stafford into a godlike figure because he was seen, all right, being a father to his children after a game that he played in? Like, because you play football and because you lost, you're so despondent that you're going to stop being a dad for the night and you're not going to, be with your son or daughter. I mean, it's stupid. It's just ridiculous. And yet the amount of people that foam at the mouth over this is mind-boggling to me. It really is. It's like, what are you thinking about? Like, why is that news? Why do I have to see that all over social media? Why? Like, why? Like, what is wrong with us? I don't get it, Rhino. I don't get it. I really don't. Never have. It's unbelievable.
No, I hear you. It's just another step of social media, camera phones, invasion, because it's assumed. You would think it's assumed, and some people, the stars of stars, like your LeBrons, yeah, you have somebody drive you to the game, but still, you're not doing anything that's crazy. Just being a person.
Well, I know Shedeur Sanders doesn't have a driver to the games. He was arrested given citations for driving over 100 miles an hour twice. So was Myles Garrett. I think 8 different occasions, and we can go on and on. So not everyone has their own driver. They do, but just pointing that out.
That's why I said the stars of the stars. I mean,
I don't even know if LeBron does have his own driver. I've seen LeBron get into his vehicle and drive away before. I don't know about now, but I've watched him get into his vehicle and drive away after games. Well, I've watched him get into his vehicle and drive.
Well, it depends on the vehicle that day, because certain vehicles you don't drive. If you have that car, you need to have a driver too.
Mm.
Yeah.
Let's get to Lynn in Sacramento. Hi, Lynn.
Grant, how are you doing?
I'm
that
good,
thing
Lynn.
about Hello Kitty was pretty funny. I even got one even funnier. There is a pet club, Grant, you can join for $30. Check out what you get with this: a drawstring bag, a bandana with the Kings on it, some type of leash, probably has the Kings on it, I'm assuming, a travel bowl, a tennis ball, and then you get a free ticket to a dog-friendly game at the River Cat. So that is actually on the website. It's not too bad of a deal. Of course, it's a little bit easier to take a dog to an outside event.
Yeah.
That is on there for $30.
How about
So,
that? Well, you can now go to
I mean,
Costco and buy Kings tickets too. Did you know that?
I heard that the other day. I mean, it's weird. I mean, that's usually for like something like baseball games or something like that. So it just shows you how empty the stadium is. Has Ryan been checking what the stadium has been averaging since the holidays are over? Is it under 11,000, 10,000 yet?
I don't know. I don't know what the recent homestand was.
But it should be interesting to see what it is by the end of the year. Because
I know
this
my
team-
eyes tell me differently than what the numbers tell me when I watch the games. But what's difficult, Lynn, what's difficult about watching on TV is you can't see the upper level. So I have to ask people that are at the game to give me their estimate. Because on TV, you don't see the upper level of the arena.
That's for sure, because it's very steep and it's very high up there. So, Grant, what do you think about the Super Bowl? I know we got 2 weeks. Do you have a team that you're leaning toward?
I think Seattle's better on both sides of the line of scrimmage, and I would be surprised if they don't win the game.
That's true. Hey, I got to give Ryan some shout out. I was watching his little Twitter post at the end of the game, and I could feel what he was feeling there when he was watching the last couple of minutes. Got a funny story for you. My wife always laughed at me during this Spurs game when they're really good back in the early 2000s. When the game got close, I would move off the couch, Grant, and I would sit on the floor right in front of the TV. And my wife is like telling me, "What do you think you're going to do? You think you're going to help the team win?" But it's just the weird things you do when you have a sport team that you like, and what you do toward the end. I don't know if you have any weird stuff like that with the Giants and your teams.
Oh boy, memories. I'd have to go back, but yeah, all kinds of stuff. But Lynn, good hearing from you, buddy. I hope you're doing well.
All right, take care, Grant, as always.
All right, you too. All right, let's get across the coast to where I would not be one right now in a moment because this caller is calling from New Jersey, where if you stepped outside for more than 30 seconds, it would not be very pleasant. Nando, it's good to have you on. What's the temperature in New Jersey? How cold is it there?
Right now we got 13 degrees. Tomorrow morning we got 7. The following day we got 4, then 3 and 2. I kid you not.
And why are you not in Miami covering your teams in person? Why are you in New Jersey? That's what I've always wanted to ask you with your great podcast covering all Miami sports, and you live in New Jersey. I need to come over and see you and knock some sense into you, my friend.
Listen, it's a work in progress to get out of this area. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, because I just think Miami sports vibes. I just think Miami sports vibes with you being down there. To me, that's got to be your next step, my man.
You're not the first to tell me, man. It's in the works. It's in the works.
Okay, good.
Listen, Grant. What did you eat today before you got on the podcast? Because you have me cracking up more than ever with the Skip comment, your reaction to the Hello Kitty, and and then your thoughts about Matthew Stafford. I thought I was the only one that felt the same way you described when I saw that video. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
I know. Like, we're really now going to point out that, Matthew Stafford, oh my goodness, he's actually going to tuck his daughter in and give her a good night kiss. Oh, wow. He's so special. And listen, I'm not demeaning Matthew Stafford. Okay. That's not what I'm doing here. What I'm doing is that how sad our society has become, where we think that that's important to see, that puts him on some great pedestal that we all wouldn't do and don't do on a nightly basis. I don't understand that. I really don't. I don't understand it. I don't understand the infatuation that our society has in seeing stuff like that. It's embarrassing to me.
It really is. I thought I was the only one. I read the caption and then I skipped through. I didn't even want to watch the damn thing. I can already tell by the amount of hits that it got. I'm like, are you kidding me? Please.
Exactly. It's amazing.
Man. So I'm getting ready to watch this game. I'm one of the one of one few weirdos that roots for the Knicks, being from
Yes.
here, even
Yeah,
though I'm a
that's
Heat
fine.
fan, which makes no sense. So I want to. I remember last week when I was listening to your show, you were talking about like the standard and different standards, and I thought it was crazy to mention this. So I've been listening to New York sports radio, and this team over here is about like the third seed in the Eastern Conference with a pretty
Yes.
solid record.
Yes.
And they're talking about trading Karl Anthony Towns or even firing Mike Brown, who's barely been a head coach for I don't even think it's been 40 games yet. And Doug over there has all these type of players, various ages, 12 wins, packing out the place every single day over there in Sacramento. I mean, just look at the difference in the two.
Well, yeah, it's almost like two different worlds. It really is. Doug would not be able to handle this situation if he were in New York. He wouldn't be able to function because of the fans and the media. He wouldn't be able to handle that. I know Doug well enough to be able to say that with certainty. It wouldn't be something that he would be able to take on. The fan base and their expectations and the demands that they actually put on their teams and talk radio. You know this, Nando. Like, if you listen to talk radio in New York, they have absolutely no issue ripping you to shreds, okay? And then interviewing you the next day after they rip you to shreds. And that is just part of the accepted burden, if I can use the term burden, of working in New York. And Mike Brown's being paid very well at $10 million a year. But Mike Brown also understands the fishbowl that he's in of New York City and the fact that things are different in New York. And he has an owner that went on WFAN radio a couple of weeks ago before the Pistons game where they were embarrassed up in Detroit and made it very clear what he expects from his team this year. And if you're Mike Brown and your owner is going on the #1 sports radio station in America, okay, or in New York, and the edict is out, NBA Finals, well, you know what you're in. And I'm telling you right now, Nando, if the Knicks don't do well in the postseason, which is the only thing that matters this year, Mike Brown will not be back next year. He just won't.
I totally agree. You have no Tyrese Halliburton in the Pacers. You have Jason Tatum that's probably not going to play, if so, barely anything. There's no excuse for this Knicks team not to get to the NBA Finals after making the Eastern Conference Finals last year. I'm with you.
Yeah, there's going to have to be a dramatic change, Nando. There's going to have to be a dramatic change. And Karl Anthony Towns clearly is a guy that played so well for Tibbs last year. And this year, it's not happening. And I don't know what is going to happen between now and Thursday with the trade deadline. But it's not exactly a great time to be in New York if you're Mike Brown and the Knicks, because boy, oh boy. And again, you can talk about pressure all you want. He's got a $40 million guaranteed contract. I wish I could work under pressure like that. But you know what I mean. You're there and I'm not. You hear the talk radio. You see the tabloids. I mean, when you lose in New York and you go through a rough stretch like they just went through, it's no fun to be there. No fun to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, you could look at the standings and predict from the outside looking in that it looks good. But believe me, it's troublesome over here. And the noise is getting louder and louder and louder. And this big win against the Nets didn't cut it, by the way. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done. And Mike Brown and Jalen Brunson, I'm looking at Brunson as the captain of this team. He really has to gather the guys and get on the same page and utilize the All-Star break.
Yeah, he's coming off a good game, had 31 points against Philadelphia on 24 shots. He made 6 threes. But, yeah, and he got hurt, in the game against Sacramento 5 minutes in. So we'll see at Madison Square Garden. Hey, let me ask you a real quick question while I have you here. Where are you at with the Miami Heat? Where do you think?
Man, the Heat we're just missing a true all-star, and I really don't understand how they're honestly in the conversation. Every time there's a big name that comes up, whether it's Giannis, whether it's Donovan Mitchell, whether it's Kevin Durant, it's all of these guys that have been mentioned to be targeted by the Heat, And it seems like Pat Riley literally is just unable to close the deal. I don't know if it's stubbornness at the age that he's in. I understand he has a great resume. But until he are able to land a big whale like they were used to back when you had Wade and you had LeBron, I just don't see this Heat team being anything else but a team that's what they are, which is the standard. They're a team
they
that's
had
going
Jimmy
to play
Butler.
hard. They're a team that's deep. Yeah, and then what happened? We didn't build enough around him at the end of the day. I don't think Bam Adebayo was like that ultimate number two, and then Tyler Hero was always hurt. So it's just the inability to build a complete team, and I think stubbornness does get in the way of that. But I really
I'll tell you who
can't
I do
call,
like.
man.
I'll tell you who I have enjoyed watching, Nando, is Davion Mitchell, who I didn't understand why the Kings gave up on him so soon. And then, of course, he went to Toronto and now Miami. And I know they're happy to have him, aren't they?
Yeah, no, I love the team. These guys work hard. Davion Mitchell, especially, I was worried that he was going to leave, but I'm glad that he stayed. I love his intensity. He's awesome. And all of the guys on the team, I mean, they play really, really hard, but at the end of the day, you need star power in this league. And until the Heat are able to get a true star, I'm not talking Tyler Hero.
Yeah, I got
Bam
you.
Adebayo.
I understand what you mean.
That's a superstar. I just don't think, think the Heat, I think the Heat are going to be right where they are. 7, 8 seed, playing a competitive series, a team that you don't want to face on a night-to-night basis.
Thanks, buddy. Good hearing from you. Stay warm. Stay inside.
All right. Love you guys, man. Take care.
Take care. That's good stuff from Nando in New Jersey. All right, we'll take a break. Kings starting their game in New York. Once again, it's Precious Achiuwa and Nick Clifford in the starting lineup, along with Russell Westbrook. Again, Sabonis, and DeRozan. No Malik Monk, and no Zach LaVine. Show will be right back. Hey, here's the update on Sean Salisbury. He's having major internet problems today, which is not that atypical right now, which is going on in the South. He had to cancel his show that he does today on YouTube and on X. He can't come on today because he just doesn't have a good enough connection. So we will have him on tomorrow. Just an update. We'll be right back on Fox Sports Sacramento.
The new year is here, a fresh opportunity to tell people about your products and services so they know who to spend their money with. Fox Sports Radio has a Mount Rushmore of sports talk talent. Patrick, Cowherd, Gottlieb, and Sacramento's own Grant Napear, and they have an audience you can take to the bank. This is Fox Sports General Manager Kurt Bagelman. Sports Talk listeners are a unique, target-rich group of consumers. They're employed, they earn six-figure incomes, 2/3 own their own homes, and they listen to the radio longer. Let me repeat that. They listen longer, so your commercial message has more opportunity to be heard. It costs nothing to learn how a good strategy and a great schedule could help your business. So call me, 916-779-0914. 916-779-0914. Radio gets results, and we are here to help. Call 916-779-0914.
You've been saying you're going to pay better attention to your home's honeydews. Check one off your list right now by calling Gabrud Services to schedule a 12-point inspection of your home's electrical system. The safe rule of thumb is every 5 years for an inspection. If it's been 5 years or more, call Gabrud's now. A qualified technician will provide a thorough inspection of the electrical system to ensure it's safe or alert you to potential problems. At Gabrud's, electrical work is all we do. We are the area's recognized experts for anything electrical, and our number one priority is ensuring your home and family are safe. You've been saying you'll pay better attention to your home. Stop saying it. Make the call to Gabrud's. Talk with a real person and schedule your 12-point inspection today. Gabrud's, locally owned for more than 30 years. G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Call the good dudes at Gabrud's. G-U-B-R-U-D-S. Gabrud's.com.
Hey, it's Grant Napear from my friends at DAS Mechanical. Did you know most homeowners are changing their heating and air systems from gas to all electric? It's about getting more energy efficiency and saving a lot more money every month on energy bills. If your current heating and air system is 15 years or older, it may be time to consider a change. Call DAS Mechanical first. Nearly all of DAS's work is gas to electric whole system changeouts. Nick and his team, they're experts. They also have 0% financing and 24/7 availability if you ever have a heating emergency. Award-winning, locally owned. It's DAS Mechanical, serving their Sacramento and Placer County neighbors for years. Save more on your energy bills. Call, text, or chat at 530-591-1055 to find out more, or go to dasmechanical.org. That's dasmechanical.org.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
From the 916, to be fair, you were never a big Davion fan. I wasn't a fan of his lack of consistency offensively, but made it very clear. And I've learned this from Jerry, because Jerry says this all the time. You don't give up on guards too soon. And they gave up on him too soon. And that's the point that I made when he was no longer with the Kings and he was moved. And I talked about that. And Jerry's always said, don't give up on bigs, don't give up on your guards. And I just thought they gave up on him a little too soon. Good start for the Kings at MSG. They lead by 4 with nearly 5 minutes remaining, or 5 minutes played in the first quarter. Precious Achiuwa had a really big game against the team that he was on last year, the Knicks, 2 weeks ago, and again is getting the start here tonight against his former teammates. Again, the score 16-12 Sacramento. Don't forget the post-game show over on YouTube and X that is going to be coming on right after the game. That's going to be at about 6:45 or 7 o'clock.
All 5 starters have scored for the Kings. Cause for concern, all 3 of Russell Westbrook's shots have been threes.
Yes, and 2 of them have been way outside the arc.
Not even close.
Right, which I don't understand it, but we watch it every night, right? We watch it every single night. Every single night.
And he made,
again, if you aren't aware, the Kings are without the services of this game of Malik Monk and no Zach LaVine.
You know what's funny about him is usually you want to see a guy make their first shot. When he makes his first 3, I get so nervous.
I know. Yep, I'm with you. And he made his first 3 in this game in the first 45 seconds. So, yep. The Knicks have their first lead. I'm just tired of Westbrook shooting the ball every time he has it in his hands. It's way too much one-on-one. It's just too much.
Look,
you know?
Doug kind of gave me, I didn't think it was a very fair answer to my question because Jerry sees it. I see it. I watch every game twice. Him and Schroeder never give the ball up when the Kings are in transition. They never throw it ahead. And that's been
unlike Malik Monk.
Exactly. And so it slowed and muddied the transition. And what you just said, they get into kind of that first off isolation where the guy's hanging off of them because they want him to shoot the 3. And then
that's what I love about Neek. He got the rebound a couple of moments ago. And the first thing he did was threw the ball on the wing up court, move the ball up the court, advance the ball. You're right. You don't see that with Schroeder and Westbrook.
You just don't. And Doug denied it. But, I mean.
They can't deny it. We watch it every game.
Exactly.
Yeah. The Knicks have their first lead. They're up by 3 and a timeout called by Sacramento. So, again, will be on after the game, the post-game show. We'll break it all down. We'll talk about it. The Kings then move on to Philly from here, and then they go to Boston, and then to Washington. So that is the road trip for Sacramento. So a good start, though, for the Kings tonight. I like the way, they came out aggressive, and now the Knicks have gone on a little bit of a run, and they have taken the lead by 3 points. And again, the Kings taking an early timeout. This message from the 925, will Devin Carter be the new Davion? I think he will. Yes, I think he will. If you're telling me I have to make a yes or a no, I'm going to say yes. I believe Devin Carter will have a decent NBA career. Do I think he'll be a starter like Davion? Not necessarily, but I think he can be a very interesting role player for teams. And I don't think he's going to be out of the league in a couple of years. So I'll put it to you that way.
Their games are completely different. And I know they don't, the texter doesn't mean that question, like, is he going to be just like him? But
right.
Devin physically has more gifts that allow him to be a little bit more of a gnat and guard multiple positions. And I think that's what's going to make the difference, Grant. He's a great rebounder, too.
I love this from the 916. Rhino watches the Kings game twice. God bless your soul. Yeah. I thought when hey, to the texter, when he said that, I was thinking the exact same thing. Oh my gosh, how painful must that be?
That just is unacceptable.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Huh?
You know what? I'm a hoop head.
I love it.
That's how I stay on top of it.
Yeah, you must have a boring life if you're watching these games twice. I can't even imagine it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh.
Hey, good thing though. Neat Clifford taking his first shot confidently and making it. I like that.
Yeah, straight on three. Yep, good. Boy, what a start for Bridges. He's got 9 of the Knicks' 19 points already. How about that?
He's usually the guy that comes alive in the third and the fourth quarter. That makes you worry a little bit.
Yeah. All right, again, we'll keep you up to date on that. Said, I agree with you guys. I hope Devin Carter gets a chance coming down the stretch, assuming he's on the team. I hope so, too. I really do. So we'll see. Another long three by Russ that barely got to the iron. Just keep firing them away. Just keep shooting. Keep shooting. Keep shooting. Unbelievable. All right. Again, give me a call or text the show. We'd love to have you at 916-779-0929. That's 916-779-0929 right here on Fox Sports Sacramento. The Kings getting careless with some turnovers. Dylan Cardwell with a bad pass, and the Knicks quickly convert into 2 to make it 31-16. The Knicks have now scored 9 unanswered in the last 1 minute and 45 seconds. Keon Ellis into the game, Rhino.
How about that?
Well, no Malik Monk, no Zach LaVine. So, yeah, we like it.
Yeah, for sure. This is so Doug, unless things are going terribly, I will be very interested to see about 2 minutes into the second quarter, because that's usually no later than he puts the 10th player out on the court. And I think Devin should be that 10th player tonight.
From the 916, NBA ratings have been steadily declining over the years. Why do you think that is? Thoughts? Well, the ratings haven't been declining this year. The ratings actually, from what I've seen, have been pretty good. So I don't believe that's the case this year based on what I'm saying. Is there any news about the Keegan Murray injury? I have not heard an update on Keegan. Have you, Ryan?
Yeah, actually I have. He was on the court today taking some warm-ups, light warm-ups before the game, and he's been around practice and doing what he can, but not cleared for full practice.
All right. Sounds good. Hey, if you want to call the show, please do so at 916-779-0929. Again, that's 916-779-0929. Glad to have you with us here on a Tuesday. And again, keep reminding everyone, don't forget that we will be on right after the game on YouTube and X with the post-game show. And we'll break down this game going on in New York right now with Sacramento and the New York Knicks as they are on their lengthy 6-game road trip. So that's going to be coming on tonight. I would say probably 6:45, around 7 o'clock. But just follow us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you'll know always when we will be on. All right, always good when I can say hello to Rahil calling from D.C. Rahil, I hope that you survived the storm okay and you're staying warm and everything's going well in your life. How are you?
It's very nice. But you know what? It's like, you guys are so used to the nice, warm out there, and you're missing all the beautiful snow.
I'm from New York,
But it's
Rahil.
really-
I don't miss the winters. I grew up on Long Island, and when I got to warm weather in California and I didn't experience the winters anymore, I've never been so happy. I do not miss the winters, Rahil.
Yeah. Well, no, you know what? It's pretty tough because it was like all around. But because of my job, because I needed to go in, they got me a van today. I was like, really, man, this sucks. But it's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a comment, and then I want to ask you about the Steelers hire for, McCarthy. But you got to be serious. Tom Brady is a great. Did I hear right? He is no Greg Papa. He is not even Mike Tirico when he caught that Ravens game or some of the greats. You guys got to be kidding. Even you, Ryan, I can't believe you went on along with that.
Well, first of all, you can't compare him. First of all, you can't compare him to the two that you just mentioned because the two that you mentioned are not analysts; they're play-by-play announcers. He's an analyst, so you need to come up with a better comparison than that.
Okay,
he's a lot better than
he
Tony
is-
Romo. I'll tell you that.
Well, I think you guys are just drinking too much of that Kool-Aid with him. But he's boring. He's really.
I'm not a
boring,
Tom Brady
and
fan. I thought he
just-
did a great job in the NFC Championship game. I thought he did a much better job than Tony Romo did, who's getting slammed by everybody for his performance on CBS. He's getting slammed by everyone. Just go and look at all the criticism.
know,
Tom
it's-
Brady's
yeah, no,
Tom Brady's been
I-
getting a lot of accolades for the job he did on Sunday.
Well, I'm just not. I mean, I know he was a great quarterback, and yes, he has some good points and stuff. But there's nothing exciting about when he, I just don't see it with him at all. And it's not just me; it's just others. But that's a comment. And then I want to ask you a question. So, Mike McCarthy with the Steelers, I want you to comment on that. And what are the chances of Aaron? I heard your thing yesterday on Aaron, and even though he is kind of, he can be a little bit, let's say, unorthodox, let's say a little bit different or whatever.
Yes.
He did have times when he was on social media and he would post with other girlfriends. But I think, as you know, Grant, you've been around a lot of high profile people too. When people start to get to a certain type of fame or I'm going to rephrase that, a certain height in success, right? Or even in economics, right? The lifestyle starts to change and people want to become a lot more secret with their
Some
life.
people.
There are some, and because of what I do, we have to deal with people that, so they want to go to certain places only and they want it quiet and they want to make sure nobody, is nearby, anybody that knows. So, yeah, that comes with the territory. But I just still wanted you to comment on the Mike McCarthy hire and what do you think if he were to be reunited with Aaron?
Well, I think they would be better off, personally, going in a different direction because I see that franchise right now kind of being in no man's land. I'm not so sure that their personnel is really good enough to compete with a healthy Cincinnati team and a Baltimore team, despite the success that they had this year. And, Aaron's going to be now another year older. We've seen his mobility lacking. And I thought Aaron actually, for the most part, had a pretty good season. I mean, I really did. We know about the familiarity with Mike McCarthy. I will just say this in a nutshell. I think Mike McCarthy has gotten a raw deal by a lot of people that watch football. And when they undermine his coaching ability because of what happened in Dallas, I would answer that question this way. Name me the last coach in Dallas that has been successful. They have a horrible management style with ownership, which I think makes it very difficult to succeed in Dallas. And I think that Mike McCarthy, because of his inability to win in Dallas, has kind of gotten a raw deal. He had a lot of good years in Green Bay, obviously the Super Bowl. I've always liked Mike McCarthy. I think he's a good coach, but he's got big shoes to fill. I don't know about you. I've always been a Mike Tomlin fan. If I were a player, he'd be somebody I would love to play for. It's not going to be easy, especially with the talent level, Rahil, of the Steelers. What do you think? What did you think when you heard of McCarthy going to Pittsburgh?
No. I like Mike McCarthy. I just thought it was maybe he's more of a bridge
Maybe
coach right now.
Maybe.
But also too, he does have a high success with quarterbacks. I mean, look at what he did with Dak and Aaron. And although I think they need another wide receiver. There was no way that you could put DK by himself and not have any help. Why they got rid of Pickens, for whatever reason they did. And so this is why Aaron didn't have enough targets. If he would have had another one or two people more, I think the success level would have been a lot better. I think that they should, instead of centering so much on their defense, and let's face it, TJ Watt, he didn't have a great year, and some of the guys are getting older. So I think they need to reassess what they're saying. And then I'm with you. I think, Mike McCarthy has gotten a raw deal, but then Jerry is the coach. And as long as he doesn't step down, when he decides to finally step down and let one of his sons run it, maybe it'll be more successful. But because their success money-wise, you can see Dallas. I can go anywhere, and you'll see Dallas Cowboys stuff anywhere. But no, I wanted to get your feedback on that, and then just give you a hard time about your Tom Brady's assessment.
Well, first of all,
yesterday.
that's all subjective. Like who you like and who I like are going to be different. It doesn't mean you're right and I'm wrong or vice versa. That's like, why do you watch a certain newscast? Why do you watch a certain individual, do weather or your favorite sportscaster? It's subjective. Like, that's why, we all have different opinions. It's fine. I don't have a problem with you feeling that way about Tom Brady. I thought he was terrible last year, and I was very open about it. And I thought he improved a lot, particularly this year as the season went on. And I thought the Tom Brady that I watched on Sunday on Fox on the NFC Championship game was a much better version of the Tom Brady that I even watched in week 1 this year. I thought he really has improved rapidly. So, I mean, I don't make him out to be John Madden, okay? But I thought he did a heck of a job on Sunday.
Yeah, I like John Madden, so that would never happen. But no, I just wanted to give you a hard time. I told you we're listening to you, and that's why I wanted to make my case in point. I'm listening to what you say, even if I can't call in and give you and Ryan a hard time.
I appreciate it. You take care. Stay safe. Have a good night.
Okay, take care. All right, bye-bye.
All right, we're overdue for a break. Grant's Rant is next right here on Fox Sports Sacramento.
Decisions determine results. So which path do I want to take? Help people in need or stand on the sidelines watching? Worry about how to pay for school or have my education paid for? Push myself and learn new skills or stay the same? My decision is to serve part-time with the Army National Guard, and my results will be life-changing. What will you decide? Go to NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Sponsored by the California Army National Guard. Aired by the California Broadcasters.
Are you SAC Alert? Have you signed up to receive emergency alerts via phone, text, email, or app? Well, what are you waiting for? Winter is coming, and that means there is potential for storms and flooding in our county. Don't get caught off guard or left in the cold. Get urgent storm evacuation and shelter information immediately sent directly to your device. Sign up today at sacramento-alert.org. Again, that's sacramento-alert.org. It's free, quick, and easy to do, and can literally be a lifesaver.
Investors, keep listening to learn how to get your free gold report. A currency crisis is upon us. The U.S. dollar has been the world's reserve currency for over 50 years, but that is changing. It's time to protect your retirement. Decades of reckless borrowing and spending have critically weakened the dollar. The U.S. has become the world's biggest debtor with over $35 trillion in debt. Plus, the dollar's become weaponized. Countries are dumping it. Investors who wait until it's too late could lose big. There is one safe haven: gold. Diversify your portfolio with a physical asset they can't take away. Call the Reagan Gold Group right now and ask for your free gold guide. Here's our number:
800-941-4184. 800-941-4184. 800-941-4184. That's 800-941-4184.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. There was a time when a Pro Bowl nod meant something, like a badge of honor, helped Hall of Fame resumes, settled bar arguments, ended debates around the lunch table. You were either a Pro Bowler or you weren't, and that distinction carried real weight. Now, not so much.
between injuries, opt-outs, Super Bowl participants, the players simply declining the invite, the Pro Bowl has turned into a game of musical players. And that was once reserved for the league's elite, now filled with replacements and fill-ins. That's how Tyler Huntley and Mitch Trubisky and now Shador Sanders sit in the record books as Pro Bowl quarterbacks. Were they productive NFL players at points? Yeah. Were they among the very best at their position? No. It's not the player's fault. It's the system that's in place. The Pro Bowl still exists, but the prestige does not, because when everybody gets the label, the meaning of the label begins to fade. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise.
I am dedicated. I am TNT.
With Team in Training, you will reach your best physical self so blood cancer patients can reach theirs. Change your life by joining a marathon, half marathon, triathlon, or a cycle event, and you'll change the lives of blood cancer patients.
I am committed. I am TNT.
After 600,000 participants and almost $1 billion raised for treatments, TNT has helped the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society make a significant impact in the advancement of blood cancer therapies that save lives every day.
I am making a difference. I am TNT.
Join TNT. Expand your circle of friends to be part of a very special community. Train with world-class trainers and have the chance to be part of the most exciting endurance sports events in the country. Or train on your own schedule with TNT Flex. Join TNT and fundraise while you train and take part in getting us all closer to a world without blood cancers.
Join TNT now. Go to teamintraining.org.
Grant Napear is back every weekday afternoon, 3 to 6. This is Fox Sports, KSAC 890 AM Olivehurst, K284CM 104.7 FM Sacramento.
It's time for Grant.
All right, Rhino, serve him up.
Grant, in Russell Westbrook's career MVP year, I should say, one of them, 2016-2017, he attempted 588 three-pointers. Second highest of his career was 411 in 2018-2019. Coming into tonight, he has already attempted 275.
Wow.
275. Second here on the list for you, I'm not sure. I mean, these ESPN shows, they've got some great content. Shams broke some important news today on ESPN.
Let's go.
Oh, snap.
Can he play?
Let's get it. That's always been a dream for me, Hannah, so I appreciate it.
Congratulations,
you know,
bro.
I between the trade deadline and the celebrity game, I mean, now I realize I have a lot of ramp up to do. I have a lot of work to do. So I gotta get to the gym.
All right, give us a
I gotta
self-scouting.
represent.
You gotta give us a self-scout. Oh, there he's
There you
gone.
go.
And now he's back.
I'm a shooter. I can handle the ball.
He gets some shots
and I
up
can
in
make
here.
my floaters. Shout out Danny Green.
Shams will be participating in the celebrity game at All-Star Weekend. And last but not least, we love our landscapers out there. And I completely understand, Grant, if it is the middle of the summer, you got to start working before the sun comes up, right? Because of the heat. But we are in the dead middle of winter. So can you please explain to me why people are trimming trees and making noises into my bedroom like this? Before the sun even comes up.
Wow. All right. So I like the Russell Westbrook one. I don't care about Shams playing in the celebrity game. I've got one for you that I'm going to add on to this list. And I've never understood that. And so, like, I like to work out. I like to lift weights. I'm not like Hulk Hogan, okay? First of all, I'm still alive. But I'm not like, running for Mr. Universe here, all right? When I travel, I walk into various fitness centers, in hotels, or wherever I'm at. And here's what I've never understood, okay? Why are the heaviest dumbbells on the lower of the two racks in almost every single gym I go to? Now, I have studied the rack to see if it is a stability thing. Like, can that much weight be on the top of that? And I'm not an engineer. I'm not into structural engineering, but my eyes tell me that, yes, you could put the heavier dumbbells on top and the lighter dumbbells down below. Because if I'm reaching for a heavy dumbbell and I've got to bend down at age 66, who have had back issues, lower back issues, I have to be unbelievably careful about picking up the dumbbells so that I don't yank my back. And I really mean that. Why can we not have the heavy dumbbells closer to our waist level? Why are the light dumbbells on the top and the heavy dumbbells on the bottom in almost every single gym I go in? Not 100%, but I would say 80%, 85%. There are things that don't make any sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me. Why would I want the heaviest dumbbells closer to my feet than at waist height? I mean, right? Do you feel the same way? Like there are certain things that I look at and I'm like, why is that? Why are there metered ramps? I'm like, why is that? Why are the heavy dumbbells all the way near my ankles? And the ones that are 5 pounds, I can pick up with my pinky right from my waist. It doesn't make sense. Would someone that please runs a fitness center or a gym or works in a fitness center, please explain that to me? It doesn't make sense, period. It doesn't make sense. And that's my rant for today. By the way, the make 'em feel as Sacramento Kings only gave up 36 in the first quarter. Rhino, I don't understand things that don't make sense. I'm like, what on earth? Like, what on earth? Like, I try to figure it out. I don't lose sleep over it, but I'm like, really?
Are you sure that wasn't a humble brag? I'm going for the heaviest dumbbells.
No.
I've
I
gotta
didn't
go
say
to
I'm
the
going
bottom?
for the heaviest dumbbells. I said when I go for a heavier dumbbell or the ones that aren't 10 pounds, and I don't lift heavy weights. I really don't. But the weights that I do use for a couple of my exercises are on the bottom rack.
Okay.
All right.
So, you know what? I'm with you there. I would understand why the heaviest would be on the bottom rack because a lot of the lifts that people do are going to be that movement, like a deadlift, unless you are the late Hulk Hogan and you're going to pick those up and start curling them and doing shoulders with them. But yes, the regular weights, yeah, they should be up higher.
It
You're right.
doesn't make sense to
You're
me.
right. You're right. See, when you said heavier, my mind went straight to like 85.
No.
90
I don't. No.
hundos.
No. I don't go anywhere near that weight class because of my back. And at this point, I'm only doing it really for, like, I'm not really sure why I'm doing it, but I'm not doing it for like muscle definition where I want to like look. No. And so I don't even think about it. I would be scared, and I really mean that, to pick up that much weight with my lower back issues. I would, even if they were on the top rack, I wouldn't pick up that much weight. I don't think I would.
Yeah, no, I hear you. You know, a lot of training, like you're explaining, really good to do high reps, lower weight. Sounds like you're kind of on that path.
Yeah. Said the heavy dumbbells should be waist high. I would agree with you. Johnson Ranch in Roseville has dumbbells on top. Jerry Reynolds knows. That is good to know. Said, oh my God, the dumbbells take sparked my pet peeve for people grabbing their dumbbells and doing their workouts right in front of all the dumbbells, like everyone else should be waiting for them to finish rather than grabbing their dumbbells and moving out of the way. I've never understood that either.
Okay,
I've never understood that.
Can I add on to this list now?
Yes.
Since we're all pouring in.
Yes.
Why is it necessary to look at yourself in the mirror while you're lifting a weight?
Well, in many instances, you don't have a choice because there are mirrors everywhere. And so you would have to like turn around and like face a different direction, which is kind of odd. The reality is that I don't have a problem with that because you really are limited in your choices with the way gyms are designed. So I don't have a problem with that.
Well, I'm talking about people that bring weights or bars over to the mirrored area to do it in front of the mirror.
I don't know. Maybe they're just looking at their form. I'm not going to speak for everyone. I don't know. It's not a big deal to me. I actually get scared when I look at myself, so I try not to. It's scary for me.
Stop it.
So
Stop. What's wrong with you?
there are many things that are wrong with me. Many things. Where do you want me to start?
Oh, well, we ran long last break. Yeah, we probably shouldn't start that list right now.
Said Grant about your rant. I think it goes off usage. People at hotels who travel are not usually lifting heavy weights, so they go at the bottom. I don't lift heavy weights either, but the weights that I do lift that are heavier than the ones on the top I need to get to, they're at the bottom. And it's inconvenient. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Non-sports related rant suggestions. Login passwords, security logins, authenticating. It's gotten out of control. I did a rant on that last week.
That is
I did
so
a rant on that
random.
where click if you are not a robot. I went on a rant last week. I did that already.
Had you sent that in a week earlier, you would have won $100 minutes gift
You know
card.
what? You're right. You would have won a $100 gift card if you had put that on the screen 2 weeks ago. That's correct. Yes. How about that? Huh?
Wow. You think
Yes.
you think they heard it and they're stirring the pot for that?
No, I
again?
don't think so. No, they didn't hear it. No.
Yeah.
No, they did not.
How about that?
Yeah. All right. Again, if you want to call the show, you can at 916-779-0929. That's 916-779-0929. It's like, why are there so many mirrors in a barbershop? Do I need to see my hair 20 times on the side?
I don't.
Yeah. I the barbershop, I understand. The individual cutting your hair does look in the mirror to make sure that it's balanced and all of that. I get that. I don't have a problem with that. Do you have a problem with that?
No, but I don't like watching my hair being cut like when it's in progress. So a lot of times I'll just kind of close my eyes.
Oh, okay.
And
all right.
some barbers actually will spin you around so you're not.
Yes,
looking
that
at
is
the
very
mirror.
true. Yes, it is. That is very, very true. That's correct. Yes. You're facing the mirror, then you're not facing the mirror. Then you're facing the side. Then you're that's very true about that.
And then you've
Yes.
got mirrors everywhere because they're trying to show you every angle of the back of your head.
Yes, Grant, I'm 57 years old, encroaching 58 years of my old days of bench pressing. 90-pound dumbbells have ended. I don't use dumbbells for anything anymore other than curls because I don't want to be in a position where I have that much weight in my hands and hurt myself. And so I used to, but now I only use dumbbells for curls. I don't use them for anything else. And the reason is for what you just said. I'm not into getting hurt. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be lying on my back with heavy weights in my hands. And then when it comes time to either drop the weights, which I don't do, or, try to propel myself up. No, I don't want to make a bad move and hurt myself. So I don't even do that.
Can we compliment the 916 on the use of encroaching?
Yes.
That was really good.
All right, we got Lynn here. Grant, the heavyweights are on the bottom due to engineering and safety. All right, help me with the engineering. I've looked at a lot of these weight racks. They look unbelievably sturdy. I've looked at how they're built, and that doesn't make sense to me, engineering. The safety, are you meaning that if you were to misplace the weight on the rack and it fell off, that you could have a very serious injury if it landed on your foot or something? Is that what you mean by safety?
Probably insurance reasons too.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Seems like it would be less of a liability the closer to the ground it is.
Well, I'm sure that we could have a lot of different answers. Here's what I do know. It's time for a break. Don't forget, post-game show on YouTube and X after the Kings and the Knicks playing at Madison Square Garden. 916-779-0929. Grant Napear, Fox Sports Sacramento.
Homeowners, for any electrical project you need done, trust the good dudes at Gabroods. Locally owned, 5-star service experts, always transparent prices and solutions. Say goodbye to your electrical issues. Call Gabroods or visit Gabroods.com. G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
We've got great news for vehicle owners, regardless of what you drive, here at Downtown Ford Sacramento. For a limited time, bring your car or truck to Downtown Ford. We'll beat any major tire store's prices on a set of world-class Michelin or BF Goodrich tires. Then, we'll kick you down an $80 mail-in rebate. And that goes for any car or truck you drive. You'll get the best deal anywhere on Michelin or BF Goodrich tires installed by our top-notch service team, plus an $80 rebate. That's how we operate here at Downtown Ford. We've been selling Fords for over 100 years, and we've learned some things. Rule number 1 is to put the customer first. Treat customers right, and they come back. That's our formula, and it's why we were chosen as a Car Guru's top dealership for 2025. We are Downtown Ford Sacramento. Come see us on Howe Avenue, online at downtownfordsacramento.com.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. That's 800-598-0539.
Are you SAC Alert? Have you signed up to receive emergency alerts via phone, text, email, or app? Well, what are you waiting for? Winter is coming, and that means there is potential for storms and flooding in our county. Don't get caught off guard or left in the cold. Get urgent storm evacuation and shelter information immediately sent directly to your device. Sign up today at sacramento-alert.org. Again, that's sacramento-alert.org. It's free, quick, and easy to do, and can literally be a lifesaver.
I love the exercise classes at the senior center, and I love eating healthy, but it can be expensive. BenefitsCheckup.org connected me to programs that help me pay for groceries. Visit BenefitsCheckup.org today.
Supported by the U.S. Administration for Community Living.
Jesus. I'm watching this game, Rhino. The Knicks are like playing with like butter on their fingers. I've never seen so many careless, unforced, stupid turnovers, and yet they still lead 45-38. I mean, the Knicks are just so careless with the ball right now. It's unbelievable to me.
Is that a Mike Brown team thing?
I don't know. It must be because, I mean, they're fumbling the ball all over the place. They got 5 turnovers this quarter, and there's only 6 minutes that have been played. They look terrible handling the ball. And it's not because of the defense. They're just like mishandling the ball. It's incredible.
Yeah, and yet the Kings are only down, well, I'm looking at that screen. I should look at this one. They're down 5 points right now. So you clean up those, that's going to put you back up. But did the Kings, because I haven't seen yet, did they convert those into points, those turnovers?
Some did, some no.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how you win games like this on the road, being perfect in those areas.
All right. Again, the game is in the second quarter, 45-40. Sacramento playing without Malik Monk and without Zach LaVine in this game. Tomorrow, Sean Salisbury will be on internet issues. He couldn't even do his own show on YouTube because of his internet issues. He wanted to come on today, but just there's no way that he was going to be able to do it. So we have rescheduled him for tomorrow at 5 o'clock right after Grant's rant. And then Thursday, we'll have Chris Landry from LandryFootball.com. 916-779-0929. Someone wants to know where I would rank Al Michaels currently. I don't have a problem with Al. I know some do. Is he perfect? No, I don't expect him to be perfect. Is he to a point where he embarrasses himself? No, he's not embarrassing himself at all, in my opinion. He's Al Michaels. You know, the second I hear his voice, I know I'm watching a big game, an important game, or a game of significance. Personally, no issues with Al Michaels. Rhino, do you have any issues with Al Michaels?
You know, I was critical of him last year. I think he's been a lot better this year. at least to my taste.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I have no issue with it.
He does harp on the penalties a lot. Too many, not enough. Fast game, slow game. He's certainly not afraid to talk about point spreads and the impact of a late second field goal or kneeling on the ball. Like, he's not afraid to do that. But I still think his play-by-play is very good. I think he is good with Kirk. I think they do a nice job on Thursday nights. I don't have any issues with Al Michaels. I know a lot of criticism has come his way. I'm not one of them.
And quite frankly, I can't get mad at him for harping on point spreads or a play that might change the way that the bet goes, depending on which side of it you are, because it's everywhere right now. Everywhere.
It is everywhere. Just watching the feed on MSG in the middle of the first and second quarter, they put an ad on with the updated odds based on the first quarter with a betting company. I don't want to mention it because I'm not going to give them a free plug, but they were promoting their sponsor as it relates to betting with the updated odds after the first quarter. So you're right. It is everywhere. 916-779-0929. That's 916-779-0929. We get you right up to 6 o'clock. If you missed the first hour of the show, we replay it every evening at 6 o'clock. So if you join us a little bit late, you're like, man, I really want to listen to that first hour. It's no problem. We replay it at 6 o'clock. 48-40, the Knicks with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first half of play. We get to Citrus Heights, and we say hello to Lane. Lane, welcome to the program.
Hello, Grant. Hey, I was just talking to Rhino. You know, on Yahoo today, some guy come out with $50,000 bet to win millions on New England and Seattle. Now, how can a guy make a bet like that at the beginning of the season? You tell me.
Well, the odds are such at the beginning of the season where if you pick a team that's not expected odds-wise to go to the Super Bowl and you bet on them and you bet enough money with the way the odds are, you can make a heck of a return on your money. I don't know what the odds were at the beginning of the season for New England or Seattle to go to the Super Bowl. I don't have that information right in front of me. But, yeah, if you were one of those that put down a chunk of money on Seattle or New England winning the Super Bowl right now, you've got a pretty good chance to make a good return.
I wonder what casino he went through to do it. I mean, that's got to be unbelievable. I mean, it's millions of dollars apparently from what they're saying.
How much did the individual put down?
$50,000.
Yeah, 50,000. Well, there are a lot of casinos in Vegas that would take that kind of money, and
really,
and he can make how much, or she? How much?
Millions, I guess.
Yeah,
that's what it's saying. Millions. Yeah, millions apparently. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so I just thought it was kind of. Hey, I know you're a Giants fan. I know you're still a Giants fan. Yeah. Why don't they do something with the Niners organization to try to shake it up a little bit? You know, it seems like
I don't understand your question. What do you mean? Why don't they do something with the Niners organization?
Well, I know they say Shanahan's supposedly a top coach. Do you still think he is that good of a coach?
Yeah, I think he's a great coach, and I think he might win Coach of the Year this year. I think he maybe had his best job ever as a coach. So if you didn't have Kyle Shanahan, who would you hire as your coach? That's number one.
I have no clue.
Okay, and number two, did he not do a marvelous job this year, considering that his starting quarterback was hurt for a good part of the year? He had his all-pro tight end hurt for many games this year. He was without arguably the two best players at their respective positions on defense in the NFL for most of the season, and Nick Bosa and Fred Warner. I think he did a tremendous job this year.
Well, who do you blame all their injuries on? I just kind of curious.
Well, it's a contact sport. I mean, I don't blame their injuries on anything other than bad luck. I mean, there are players all over the league that are out for the year. It's a violent game. It's a very violent game, and so that you're going to have a lot of injuries.
Okay, well, all right, Grant. Well, thank you very much for talking. Okay.
Hey, Lane, take care. Okay? Thank you. I look at the Lions last year. They were the number one seed, and they were decimated by injuries, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. And when it came time to play for the real big money, and I'm talking about the postseason, they weren't able to line up enough players defensively to compete, regardless of how good their offense may have been. They had too many injuries on defense, and it cost them a chance to really move on in the playoffs. And they lost to Washington after the bye week as the number 1 seed because they couldn't get off the field.
No
There are
doubt.
injuries everywhere in the NFL.
No doubt. So Lane, I misunderstood what you were asking on the phone. He was asking about betting $1 million on the Super Bowl and how that changes the odds. I said, well, it can change the odds if a lot of money comes in on one team. But to your guys' point, the Patriots 80-1, according to Yahoo. It's called a futures bet, as Jay in the YouTube chat points out, to win the Super Bowl. The Seahawks 60-1. So if you are holding either of those tickets with whichever casino it is, they are trying to buy you out of that ticket right now. They are giving you an offer to walk away.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, when you're talking about that type of money. So if you put 50,000 at 80-1, that's what he's talking about. That's a lot of money.
So what do you think the buyout would be?
You're probably at least 50% of the bet, maybe just a bit lower, I should say, maybe about between 47 and 50.
Wow.
Depending on, I would say it would be lower probably for the Patriots and a little bit higher for Seattle.
What's the line right now?
I do not know off the top of my head.
Okay.
I will check. But yeah, if you're holding a Patriots ticket, they're going to offer you less. Seahawks ticket, they're going to offer you more.
Interesting. Well, good luck, right? If you were one of those that had the vision of betting on either the Patriots or the Seahawks before week 1 and put down that kind of money, good for you.
Good
for you.
Grant, I knew more than a few that put down money on the Kings winning Summer League. The line was ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah, and you knew if you'd been paying attention to the Kings, they were running it with, we didn't expect Neek to play as well as he did, and Max, obviously, but they were the oldest and most experienced team, and a big chunk of that team was coming off of winning the G League title. But Vegas did not put, in one of those few instances, they did not put those pieces of the puzzle together. I want to say the odds were it was at least 30-1. I want to say it was closer to 50 or 60-1 for the Kings to win Summer League. And they got to the championship. They got to the championship, though.
In that situation, do you think there would have been a offer to take less money?
Depending on how big the wager was, at $100, no. But if somebody walked up and put 50,000 on it, yes, there would be
interesting
a buyout offer.
916-779-0929. Final minutes of the first half at Madison Square Garden, and the Knicks are up on the Kings 50-44. From the 60-1, I think it's minus 4.5 Seattle.
It is. Yep.
Yeah. So right now the line is at 4.5. That will fluctuate a little bit as we move into next week for sure.
Okay. So the over-under is 46.5.
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game.
Oh, really?
I do. You don't?
I don't.
Okay, why?
I think Seattle's going to blow them out. And I hate to put that into the ether because for obvious reasons, for selfish reasons, I think it's going to be very similar to the Seahawks and the Niners.
All right, the other issue that you always have to be aware of at this time of the year is the weather. And as we get closer to next week and get our first peek at a legitimate extended forecast to see if there are any storms that are coming in the way of heavy rain, which could affect all of that.
Very true. Excellent point.
Because you can get, as we know, in February, some horrific rains, and you better hope there's not that Pineapple Express getting ready to start up in the Pacific.
You know, one thing also, if I'm the Patriots, you better be practicing that silent count. Levi's is looming south. If they traveled all the way across the country,
different.
No, it's not. Yeah. Look at what they did at the New York Super Bowl.
This is first of all, The Patriots travel almost as well as any team in the NFL. That's number one. Okay. Number two, with the way the tickets are now distributed and available, and I'm well aware of the secondary market, that will not be dominated by Seahawks fans. And I don't care where the game's being played. Patriots fans travel. They travel very well. That is not going to be the case for this game.
You want to put some Bennett's on it?
Yeah, I'll put on whatever you want. I was at the game in Indianapolis, and it was almost 50-50 right down the middle from Giants fans and Patriots fans.
Name me any Super Bowl that has been noise dominated by another team other than the Seahawks. Hasn't happened.
I'm just telling you, there will be a lot of Patriots fans at Levi Stadium.
Okay. All right. We'll think about it. We'll maybe come to terms on the other side of this break.
Yeah. All right. Again, if you want to call the show, 916-779-0929. Kings actually have taken the lead after being down by 10 points, 51-50, thanks to a DeMar DeRozan 3 with 36 seconds left in the first half. The story in this game, as the Sacramento's on a 9-0 run, has been the sloppiness by the Knicks with the basketball this quarter. Their handling of the ball has been just atrocious.
Okay, here's my question for you to think about as we go to break. If Mike Brown was going to get fired, would this be the game?
No, he's not going to get fired.
Okay.
He's not going to get fired if they win or lose this game. No.
Okay.
I'm just get fired this year if they don't succeed in the postseason.
I'm just going off of what Nando said. It's what the New York media is talking about right now.
He's not going to get fired.
All right.
All right. The Knicks lead at the half, 52-51. We'll come back. Final segment on this Tuesday, Fox Sports Sacramento. Hey, it's Grant Napear for Village Financial Group. I have known broker owner Spencer Grimmenstein for 25 years, ever since he began his family-owned business. Whether it's a home equity line of credit or buying or selling a home, Spencer is a very creative financing specialist with access to private money. Check out Village Financial Group at bfgloans.com or call Spencer at 916-805-4868. Be sure and call for the investor special. And if you go to their website, bfgloans.com, you can find over 9,000 properties available for purchase. Folks, Spencer is awesome. Trust me. Again, I've known the guy since 2000. It makes sense to call Spence at 916-805-4868. Village Financial Group, looking out for your best interest. Call 916-805-4868.
Call the good dudes at your Broods. G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Homeowners, if you have an electrical project you need done, then you need the good dudes at Gabroods. Family owned and operated for 30 years, Jay Gabrood and his team are the area's recognized experts for everything electrical, from the very basic like repairs, lighting upgrades, and whole house fans, to the biggies, panel replacements, EV stations, and backup generators. Gabroods does it all and does it right the first time. They're actually the guys their competition recommends. Gabroods, expert 5-star service and always transparent, honest prices and solutions. Say goodbye to your electrical issues. Visit Gabroods.com or call 24/7 and speak with a real live person. Gabroods, G-U-B-R-U-D-S.
Call the good dudes at Gabroods. G-U-B-R-U-D-S. Gabroods.com.
Listen up, guys. Are you experiencing any of the following? Fatigue, less drive, poor performance? If so, you may be one of the nearly 30 million men in the U.S. today dealing with ED. But did you know you don't have to pay hundreds for a prescription anymore? And you don't have to deal with the hassle of seeing the doctor or the embarrassment of going to the pharmacy for a certain pill. Now, with one free call, you can find out how Herbal Virility Max can help you feel like a man again. For over a decade, Herbal Virility Max has helped guys just like you put a smile back on their face with improved performance and drive. Call today and ask about our buy one, get one free offer.
800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. 800-690-8445. That's 800-690-8445.
If you can't remember the last time you had your home heating system inspected, it's probably time. Right now, Sierra Pacific Home and Comfort is offering a $79 complete heating and air system inspection. We'll check your entire system, clean it up, and make sure it's running perfectly. Call or visit us online today and schedule your $79 winter system inspection at SierraPacificHome.com.
Sierra Pacific Solar Heating and Air. The guys in the big red trucks.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
As you would expect without Zach LaVine and Malik Monk and the chucker of the basketball, Russell Westbrook, the Kings' three-point shooting in that first half was only 4 of 15 for 27%. Westbrook in that first half took 5 threes. He only made 1. DeRozan was 1 of 4. Nick Clifford only made 1 basket in 15 minutes, and it was in the first few minutes of the game. It was a 3-pointer. He's done nothing. Max Reynaud off the bench, 8 points, has a nothing game going with 2 points, no rebounds, no assist. Keon Ellis, he's played 14 minutes in this game, has taken 3 shots, has 3 points. The offense has come from DeRozan. He has scored 22 points on 14 shots, although, again, he hasn't shot well from 3, but he's gotten to the line 8 times. He's made 7 of them. And again, he leads with 22 points. The Knicks, meanwhile, we talk about turnovers, right? In that first half, they had 11 turnovers, many of those unforced. Many unforced. So who can take good care of the basketball in the second half? And the bench, again, you don't have Monk to come in off the bench. I'm looking at the Knicks bench. McBride had 5. Shamet 2, Robinson 4, and for the Kings, their bench really, again, we talk about 4 points for Cardwell, 2 for Max, 2 for Schroeder, 3 for Keon.
Yeah, here's the difference in the game. It's on the turnovers as
Yes.
well. The bench points, they're even, 11-11, and that's without Monk, so that's a win for the Kings. The Knicks have turned it over, as you said, 11 times for only 12 points. The Kings have turned it over 9 times for 14.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
They're converting.
Yep. Again, both teams, 48% shooting for the Knicks, 43% for Sacramento, only 27% from 3 compared to 38% for the Knicks. Free throws, both teams doing very well, 9 of 10 for the Kings, 8 of 9 for the Knicks. Rebounds, fairly even. The Knicks led the first half for 75% of the first half. Their largest lead was 10, and right now it is 52-51. Again, no Malik Monk, no LaVine. You already know about Murray for the Sacramento Kings. The Knicks have not been playing well. They're 27-18. They've lost 6 of 10, although they have won 2 in a row. And if they lose this game, oh boy, the talk shows tomorrow and the papers in New York, they're going to let Mike Brown have it. No way you can lose to the Kings twice if you're the Knicks. You can't lose to the 3rd worst team in the league or the 4th worst team in the league twice in a span of 2 weeks in New York.
Mike Brown's going to light his squad up like the
I would
4th
think
of
so.
July.
I would think so. I mean, I'd be surprised if not. That's for sure.
So Doug shortened the rotation, did not include Devin Carter, only 9 instead of a 10-man rotation tonight.
His but he's without 2 key guys.
Yeah, I know. I just, interesting. Consistency, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
And
24 minutes of basketball left.
Okay, if I'm Doug Christie, and I'll ask you the same question. If I'm Doug Christie and I'm in the locker room, my instruction to my team is make the extra pass. Because Westbrook and DeRozan are not the 2 guys you want taking a ton of threes. Get that ball moving around, spread those out, and you got a better chance of those going down, what would your advice be, Napes?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't tell Russell Westbrook that because he wouldn't listen to me because he's done that his whole career. Do you think he's going to listen to a coach at halftime on a 12-win team tell him not to shoot threes and to pass the ball?
I didn't say Westbrook. I said telling the team to make the extra pass.
Well, again, offensively, Westbrook looks terrible. He looks terrible. I don't know how else to say it. He's turned the ball over 4 times. He has 2 assists. He's 1 of 5 from 3. He's 2 of 8 overall. He has 5 points. He looks terrible. He looks absolutely terrible. And Schroeder did nothing in that first half. Played 8 minutes. Did have 3 assists, but, 2 points. But I'm surprised he hasn't played more. But you got Nick Clifford. Nick didn't do anything. He made 1 shot. Other than that, he did not look good in the first half. And with all of that, they're only down by 1. So if I'm looking at this from a second half, I'm like, well, hey, why can't the Kings win this game? I just pointed out some key players that are not playing well, and they're only down by a point.
Well, that's the thing. The Knicks are playing down to the Kings' level of competition. Clearly,
the Knicks don't look good.
No, look, almost every key statistic category is
Yes.
even. Kings have a 2-point advantage or 4, point advantage in the paint, but fast break points, second chance, all very close. It's up for grabs.
Well, the one thing Dorian will experience is if the Kings take the lead in the second half and start to take control, the fans at Madison Square Garden will boo the Knicks off the floor. It won't be 5,000. It won't be 10,000. It will be 19,000 booing the Knicks off the floor.
Do you think maybe we would hear Dorian start a light the beam chant in MSG?
That could very well happen. That could very well happen. Yes. We'll see if he has enough moxie to do that if that's the way the game unfolds.
Knicks fan, they're different, man. When you were in the when they were in the playoffs last season, you see some of those videos?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whew.
This game tonight, you don't have the hardcore Knicks fans. This is a get rid of your tickets game. And you have a lot of fans at the games tonight that wouldn't ordinarily be there in a lot of various sections. But they'll still boo the team off the floor. That I can guarantee you. They will boo this team off the floor.
So even really good teams in legendary arenas have get rid of tickets games?
I will tell you right now, the majority of the hardcore New York Knicks fans are not at the game tonight. No way.
I can't blame them.
Snow, ice, cold weather, Tuesday night, bad team. No.
No, you're spot on. You are absolutely. But okay, does that give the Knicks an advantage with some of the fans that are there that don't normally get to go? Maybe a little louder?
No.
A little more energetic?
No, not at all. Just the opposite. Less energetic, less. No, absolutely not. But I will just tell you, if the Kings get on a run and they build up a 6 to 8, 10-point lead, you will see and hear the crowd boo the Knicks off the floor. You just watch.
Okay. So bold prediction, when we hit, if you don't like that, in just about an hour 15, are we going to be talking about a Kings win or a Kings loss?
I think it's going to be a loss. I think there's too much at stake for the Knicks. I think with everything that's gone on, I don't see the Knicks taking care of the ball that poorly with their unforced turnovers. They had a 10-point lead, then they got very sloppy with the ball. I think the Knicks will win this game, and I actually think they're going to win it by more than 10 points.
Yeah, you remember when the Knicks were in Sacramento, they brought it back to, I want to say, 12 or 13. Remember when they went on that massive run in the second half? That ended up kind of getting a little tighter than the Kings wanted, and everything was going the Kings' way. I'm with you. I think the Knicks will pull it together. I don't know if it'll be double digits, maybe with the free throws, but I don't think it'll be more than 11 or 12. It might not even be the spread, Grant, 12.5.
They don't look good. I will
14.
say that. The Knicks do not look good. They didn't look good in Sacramento, and they do not look good tonight. I'm not taking anything away from Sacramento, but they do not look good. They really don't.
But you painted the picture perfectly. The Kings have plenty. They did not play a perfect half. Plenty of areas.
No.
They can improve.
No. So we'll be on YouTube and X right after the game in about a little more than an hour from now in all likelihood. Again, the Knicks lead by a point at 52-51. New York 27-18. Sacramento at 12-35. We'll break it all down for you right after the game. Jerry Reynolds, Ryan in Sacktown. And keep your eye, if you're going to watch the second half or follow the second half, on the total turnovers. 11 for the Knicks, 12 points off those 11 turnovers, 14 points off the 9 turnovers. The Kings, again, with 9 turnovers, 14 points off of those. So we'll see. All right, points in the paint. Again, fast break points. Everything's pretty much even. Fouls were even. The Knicks did lead for 75% of the half. But right now, they only lead by 1. But it's going to be very interesting to hear what happens if the Knicks come out sluggish and do not play well and get beat by this Kings team. The Boo Birds will be out in Midtown Manhattan. They will be out. Now, I doubt when you walk out and you look up, down to the Empire State Building, that it will be lit in purple. I don't think that's going to happen if the Kings win. But you can go out and look. If Dorian's at the game, you can just look up. He'll see the beautiful Empire State Building.
Yep.
And he'll know.
Every Kings player that has played tonight has scored. Now, this is what is crazy to me, Grant, is with the firepower that's in the Knicks starting lineup, only one player is in double digits, and that's Jalen Brunson.
Or Brunson, rather. I'm sorry. Yes, that's correct. Yep.
In fact, he's the only player for the Knicks in double digits.
That's right. Hey, updating you on some scores at the end of 3 in Washington. The Blazers lead the Wizards 87-86. In the second quarter, 4 minutes into the quarter, Sixers are at home leading the Bucks 50-45. Thunder lead the Pelicans 35-26. 6 minutes left to go in the first half. A little bit later, Nuggets host Pistons, the Suns at home against the Nets, and the Clippers are in Utah to take on the Jazz. That is your NBA schedule. Tomorrow, Sean Salisbury will be with us. Internet issues, legit. The weather, everything else has been a mess down there in that part of the country. And he was not even able to do his show on YouTube and X because of the Wi-Fi and internet issues. But he thinks he'll be good to go tomorrow. And we look forward to having Sean Salisbury on tomorrow. We'll talk about this game, obviously, that we are discussing in greater detail. We'll have sound from the post-game show, and we'll have our comments, and we'll get you ready for the Thursday game in Philadelphia and the birthday boy, Jerry Reynolds, on Thursday. Yes, he'll talk about that, his great celebration. I'm sure Jerry's going to party all out. Hopefully he'll be have enough energy for the post-game show on Thursday after Kings take on the Sixers. And then Friday night, they are in Boston to take on the Celtics before they roll into Washington. They're underway at Madison Square Garden for the second half. And so we'll see what happens. All right, so you asked me, what do you think? Do you think the Knicks are going to have a close victory? Is that what you said, buddy?
Yeah, I think it'll be between 9 and 11 points.
Okay.
But I'm with you on the Knicks.
Okay.
If the Kings win with this, it's going to be one of those DeRozan steals at the end. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Where he just takes over.
Okay. All right. Wow, what a prediction. What a prediction. Said, and Bridges opened up the game with 9 points. Yes, how about that? He was right on early. No doubt. Did open with 9 points. We'll see. That's why you play the game. I'm glad. I'm very happy for Dorian that at the moment, at least he is seeing a close game. Very happy for him. Very happy for Dorian. I hope that Dorian is happy at the end of the game. It would be great, to invest all that money and time and effort, the storm and everything else to get to New York, to be at Madison Square Garden. What a thrill it would be for him. That would be incredible. And he would call in tomorrow, I'm sure, and tell us about his experience. I hope it happens for Dorian. Be great. Be great. Big fan of the show. Just a great guy. I am a big fan of Dorian, and he is at Madison Square Garden with his girlfriend. First time ever at MSG. He's seeing a pretty good game. Give him a lot of credit. Seeing a pretty good game.
Hey, you know what? I couldn't agree more with you, but that's the coolest thing. Dorian is seeing a good game at MSG.
Yes.
It's a win.
Yep. They're reviewing a sequence here with Karl Anthony Towns and Russell Westbrook on whether Towns got Westbrook with an elbow that should be deemed a foul offensively or a flagrant. He definitely got him. The question was it just within the context of a basketball move driving to the basket? So that is currently being reviewed. Tomorrow, Sean Salisbury. 5 o'clock right after Grant's Rant. Post-game show tonight, YouTube and X if you don't like that. Jerry Reynolds, Ryan in Sacktown, myself. We'll talk about the Kings. Can they get a win on this road trip and beat the Knicks for the second time in as many weeks? That's going to be in about an hour from now. We're looking forward to that. For Rhino in Sacktown, Grant Napear, thank you so much for spending part of your day with us right here on the Grant Napear Show, Fox Sports, Sacramento. Bye-bye now.
We've got great news for vehicle owners, regardless of what you drive, here at Downtown Ford Sacramento. For a limited time, bring your car or truck to Downtown Ford. We'll beat any major tire store's prices on a set of world-class Michelin or BF Goodrich tires. Then we'll kick you down an $80 mail-in rebate. And that goes for any car or truck you drive. You'll get the best deal anywhere on Michelin or BF Goodrich tires installed by our top-notch service team, plus an $80 rebate. That's how we operate here